It is a bloody set of weeks para dito sa Predator League, mga kaibigan. And we have two opening spots para sa group stages where we'll find our kingmakers right here, right now. My name is Ramon. With me is Mochi. Welcome to Predator League Philippine Qualifiers for today's show. It has been a blast casting this whole event, and the action definitely does not stop. We are continuing on in towards the last week.
Yes, definitely. This is the second to the last day of our qualifiers and we are nearing the end, unfortunately. But at the same time, from what we have seen from the previous weeks, na nakita naman natin kung gaano bigatin lahat ng mga teams na nakapasok sa ating second phase. We're in, of course, kung gano'n yun ang list niya, nandyan yan sa Predator Gaming page natin. And yes, definitely, madadagdagan pa sila. There is going to be a lot of familiar faces na yung makikita for today. Kaya naman, you better buckle up for this one.
Yeah, definitely, because it has been a blast to have all of this covered all throughout dito sa ating Facebook page at sa Twitch ng Predator Gaming. Kaya, mga kaibigan, just have yourself a good seat. Relax lang kayo, kung ano yung snacks nyo kasi we'll be having a really good time casting and watching a lot of these games all throughout the day dito. Huwag natin kalimutan, yung mga viewers natin pwede na mag-register for the last qualifier, which is tomorrow. Kaya kung gusto nyo mag-cram para sa susunod nating qualifier at makapasok kayo sa group stage, then definitely that will be step 1. Before anything else, Mochi, we would like to take this opportunity to thank ang Games and Amusement Board for making Predator League possible. It has been an honor na nandito tayong lahat para mahanap natin ang best PH team right now para malaman kung sino ang best na i-represent ang Pilipinas para sa APAC Predator League sa susunod na months.
Definitely, they are there to ensure the quality, the fairness, and as well as, syempre, the support for the whole duration of the Predator League PH qualifiers. And syempre, maraming salamat po. And syempre, magpo-proceed din tayo sa ano nga ba ang pinaglalabanan ng mga players natin ngayon dito, specifically ang ating tournament prize pool, since alam naman natin na syempre hindi lang yung bragging rights, hindi lang yung title, hindi lang yung kanilang possible na, what do you call this, yung possible na magiging presence nila sa APAC natin, no? Hindi na sure. Pero sige, proceed na muna tayo sa ating tournament format we're in. Talaga na binanggit natin kanina is patapos na ang ating qualifiers. Definitely, kada champion ng isang leg will advance further sa ating group stage. And the top 2 of each group will be participating sa ating Philippine Grand Finals or Predator League 2024. And kung sino man ang manalo dito, ito na yung naririnig na natin, pinagbubulungan na ng mga tao-tao dito ngayon, no? Yung ating APAC Predator League Finals natin.
Yeah, we've had glimpses and we've had like teases about like what's to come para dito sa Predator League. Pero where we are at right now is a combination of everybody's hard work. Sa lahat ng mga sumali sa qualifiers, from September 9 pa lang sa TNC Digos, all the way from Cebu, Pampanga, Dasmariñas to find the best Philippine team to culminate into this where we're in quarter of the 7th. Ngayon, yung ating qualifiers na gaganap na agad dito on October 14 at tomorrow, tatapos na ang lahat para sa qualifiers pa lang natin where we'll be having our official grand stage na agad for the group stages itself. Pero ano ba yung paglalaban nila? Yun yung pinaka-importanting pwede natin pag-usapan ngayon kasi, di ba, yung group stages lang naman yung makukuha nilang prize kapag nanalo sila first place. Not only that, they also get themselves 5,000 pesos. That means every single team na nanalo sa bawat qualifier natin, which is 8 qualifiers, they all each won 5,000 pesos.
Sila,
Parang bonus lang kung gusto nilang meron silang pocket money pagdating natin sa group stages. Not only that, mga kaibigan, in the big event, sa PLPH Finals, meron tayong napakabigatin na prize pool na 500,000 pesos, all individually separated with 4 teams heralding doon sa ating playoffs natin ngayon. 4th to 3rd place will get 55,000 pesos each. Ang second place team natin ay magkakaroon ng 100,000 pesos at yung first place prize winner ay makakapanalo ng 250,000 pesos. And if you think about it, that's definitely half of the prize pool nga naman, di ba?
Di ba? Sobrang dami nilang paglalabanan dito ng mga players natin and teams. And especially na yung iba dito has some cumulative experience in terms of their competitives, diba? So, syempre, kakilalanin pa nila yung isa't isa, especially kung merong mga bagong mukha na mag-a-appear dito or like, kahit hindi bagong mukha, maybe na familiar na sila, but they are in different teams.
Yeah, diba? Definitely, diba? Not only does it mean na nasa different teams sila, mali mo, may bago na silang strategy na ipapasok dito.
Yeah.
Bago ng environment, bago na yung mentality, at bago na din ang may hatid nila sa ating mga laban. Ano nga ba yung mga kaganapan natin sa Day 7 ng qualifiers ay mapapakita natin sa tournament bracket natin ngayon kung ano at sino ang mga natalo at ang nag-reign supreme dito. SR Nakage on the top 8 stream para sa kanilang side. It has been a really tough grind. Kahit nung VCT pa lang, they're heralded as one of the more underrated teams. Ngayon, they want to prove that they can be the top dog themselves. Already sprinting towards sa ating semifinals after matalo ang Anima squad, where they will face off against Salt Lake City, one of the newer teams that we have dito that I believe is comprised of tier 2 players. Already combining para magkaroon sa ng collaboration dito.
Yes, and definitely we also have Valhalla and Aim Uno, which is no stranger to us, guys. Alam na natin kung sino yung mga constituents ng Valhalla na kada isa is merong representing team. Meron from Oasis, meron from
RRQ.
RRQ. Lahat na, guys. Para silang merong mga representative naman kada isang local PH team na alam natin and we all hold so dear. And we also have Aim Uno, wherein as far as we are aware of, lahat ng qualifiers pinag-participatean niya.
Lahat
It's
so
just
far.
quite unfortunate na hindi sila nakakaabot sa finals natin.
Yeah.
So, this time, malay mo, iba, 7 times a charm?
Yeah, I mean, kung
Question
consistent,
mark?
'di ba? Kung consistent lamang. That has
Yeah.
been the key para sa kanila so far dito. And unfortunately, yung first qualifier pa lang, yung kanilang pinaka mahabang naging goal dito. So, now
Yeah.
we finally find them dito sa semifinals where they're looking to get one up dito against Valhalla. Normally in this scenario, I'd say sila ang makakakuha ng grand final spot. But we saw yung performance ng Valhalla. We know that they're a team that's not to be messed with dito. Especially if you look at their lineup, EJ at saka si Georgie in one team. You combine that with the brains of the operation. And talagang mahihirapan ka lalo na may firepower sila at meron din silang experience on the VCT scene. How would you compare that with what Aim Uno has to offer dito? Considering that the last time that we saw them was like way back, first week pa lang, gaano katagal na yun?
Actually, I am quite interested with how AIM has been able to improve themselves for the better or for the worse.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi natin siya nakikita on live eh. So, if ever na there is some possibilities that they did some tweaks or adjustments with how they play and developed it over time, then definitely it would be really, really nice. Especially na ngayon, makikita natin siya. I just hope that it is entirely enough na yung lahat ng mga araw from the previous days ng ating qualifiers is talagang, alam mo yun, like, kumpleto na. Parang kumbaga wala nang labis, wala nang kulang, ready na silang sumabak sa gera.
I just wanted to ask kung magkano nagastos sila kaka-travel like all
That's
throughout,
true.
diba? Kasi
Oo,
yung
isa pa
dedication na
yan.
ganun eh. Kasi nag-start sila sa Digos, which is in Davao, all the way from the south. Tapos tumaas sila papunta sa Cebu. Then pumunta sila sa Pampanga, then Dasmariñas.
Dasmariñas.
They're all over the place, mga kaibigan. And I'm not talking in a literal, in a metaphorical way. I'm talking in the literal way. Literally, they're all
Oo.
over the place. At malay mo, dito na sila magkakaroon ng chance. 7 time is the charm. Ang sabi nga naman nila dito.
Diba?
At
Tsaka it's online. It's more comfortable to play.
Yeah.
Diba? So, it's just all resources. You're in the comfort zone, comfort team. Lahat kayo nakahilera dyan. The usual thing that you do whenever you do your scrims or any online tournaments, then definitely all up to them. No, kung sakali man na it doesn't work out, you have to take accountability or responsibility about it kasi you already have the most resources that you can have in a team to, exert your greatest performance.
Yeah, I think that's the gist of how the online qualifiers has been, diba? They're all comfortable in their own boot camps or in the comfort of their own homes. That, it's accessible to them at this point in time. Wala na silang excuses. Magkasama na sila at ngayon na sila magkakaroon ng chance. If they are able to move through, then I'll be absolutely proud. But I could say the same for everybody else dito sa bracket natin, lalo na sa pinakauna nating semifinals matchup. Salt Lake City versus SR Nakage, mga kaibigan. A very known team on one side, while Salt Lake City, well, we don't really know much about them except for a few things. Diba? I picked up na Choosy and Josh S are both in the same team dito sa Salt Lake City. So, we know these teams. And if I'm not mistaken, Josh S is from Sunsparks back then, and that was like
Sobrang
2021.
tagal na.
Sobrang tagal na
No?
nun eh. And we haven't really seen that much from Josh S in a lot of like tier 1 tournaments, so maybe this could be his comeback story. Maybe Choosy could have like an opportunity to grow out of his shell, because last time that we saw him, he was in Game Lab Alpha back in 2022. Napakatagal na. At ngayon, wala na siya sa Game Lab Alpha. he will spread his wings, try to fly. He has the freedom to choose whatever he wants, and he has the freedom to show that he is the star that they need him to be kung matatalo nila SR Nakage.
It's already up to them because now they're out of the cage. Then definitely it's starting to soar up high, diba? But at the same time, like what you said, it can be a hit or miss. Specifically, there's already a lot of things that has changed, and now na bumalik sila dito, there might be a lot of things na kailangan nilang i-anticipate and of course be ready for. Kasi I'm not quite sure if this even exists among teams. I don't know if culture shock it does something. Kasi you can say na, okay, ito na pala yung mga nangyari ngayon. Medyo matagal tayo nawala sa competitive scene, and then we got the motor back here into not necessarily ground zero, but ground zero in terms of the synergy of the teams,
May
diba? May reset sila. So, it's going to be pretty interesting for us to see what they have to offer, and hopefully, it will be well worth it.
Well, time for talk is over. Nandito tayo para sa ating Agent Select mga kaibigan. Salt Lake City versus SR Nakage. And we see the mainstays for Nakage at this point in time. Hindi masyadong nagbago yung roster nila dito. You still have Yanagi, which has been one of the older players dito. Not in terms of the age, but in terms of like how long he stayed sa tenure niya on SR Nakage, diba? Pero kung edad ang pinag-uusapan natin, tingnan natin si Mid Matters, diba? Hindi lang naman siya yung isa mga pinaka-experienced na players dito. Not only in this roster, but in VCT as a whole.
Tito
But
Mid.
he also has the aim for it. He has the game sense to work through kung ano yung mga individual choices niya kung gusto niyang i-approach yung game. Pero he has a lot of wisdom na pwede niyang i-impart sa team, lalo na dun sa mga younger talents niya. Nandito si West, nandito si Shintaro, na alam natin that they can pop off if they are given the structure to do so. Nasa map tayo ng Haven, mga kaibigan, with SR Nakage starting off on the T side.
And also, gusto ko lang din i-point out in terms of our agent composition, here we have the appearance of a Yoru for the first time in the whole qualifiers meron sa atin. It can be a hit or a miss. Once again, guys, it's binary. Walang gray area. It's just black or white. And this is going to be pretty interesting for us to see kung ano nga ba ang maaaring i-offer ng isang Yoru, because it's quite unorthodox, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if ever it will work out, then alam mo, hindi lang sila yung magiging Euro team natin on the Haven map itself. Z? Already noting down the opponents, yung position sila over at that mid position. I like this confidence that they've had. It's kind of taking inspiration out of Zol Esports' comp. May Viper sila as one of their smokers. Meron silang default over mid, but they're also making presence over at that A-long position. Lloyd Dream has pushed himself into a corner na kapag nag-push sila at hindi nila na-check, then that's really punishing kapag hindi nila na-push yun. But the fact remains that SR Nakage take this as slow as possible is a good sign for them, kasi hindi sila nagbago sa kung ano man ang meron naging identity nila. West, first contact, nahanap si Lloyd Dream, not dying to the bullet. And after they gave that info away, they know that they're secured on taking C-site. Lalo na't wala yung Killjoy gadgets doon. Papasok ang SR Nakage, and it's just a clean and sweet easy push para sa kanilang attacking round.
Wala pang nalalagas dito at the moment. C-site is already in control of the side of SR Nakage, and so far they've been able to secure their objective, which is to put the spike down. But at the same time, kung meron ng mga namamatay dito, specifically Shintaro, no more bronze for you, my man, because madalidagan pa with the drills already ongoing here for both sides until Mr. Easy West na lang ang may iwan dito. West, East, South, San katitingin. He's already at his long area here, trying to go for some shots here. Hopefully it will connect. Nagawa niya ng patumbahin si Z dito, pero sinusundan pa rin. Already sticking on the defuse here, and they'll be able to do that ever so cleanly. Pero si West, ang dami na yung nakuhang mga casualties here, which is a good thing for the side of SR Nakage as well.
See, the thing about that is, hindi lang naman yung aim na naging puhunan doon on the retake. Salt Lake City just decided to push with numbers on their side din. Even though they had so many bodies dropping dun sa may garage, the fact that it was a split, meaning that they had a backup plan. Kapag hindi na work out yung garage push, then dun tayo mag-rely sa CT push na ginagawa na agad ni Lloyd Dream, and as well as the controller that was heralding yung naging first push natin dito. They were also in forward position, so SR Nakage punished with their backside defense, plus SLC just knocking down the door on that really good round for them. Already heralding down yung kanilang backside control, plus pushing down from that garage push, although it doesn't work out. So
Actually, ngayon parang we got just started in a slow and steady pace, no, for both sides. It's just that mas lumamang dito si Salt Lake City. And at the same time, we're trying to see if there will be any possible pickoffs na mangyayari dito at the current time because yun nga si Lloyd Dream, lagi niyang ino-occupy itong A natin ilong natin, which is definitely good because
Ilong?
that just means na meron siyang mga ilong,
Nose?
meron siyang mga possible na pickoffs dito, which just means na mahihinder niya talaga na mag-extend or mag-push forward tong si SR Nakage. But at the current time, maganda nagiging blockings
There
na
they are.
nilalapag dito ng ating wall na nanggagaling sa Viper. But at the same time, Choosy, naku, mukhang maraming bubulaga sa kanya the moment na mag-pick siya dito. Good thing that the dark coverage is there.
Perfect time for the Util.
Ooh!
And they're just walking into a death trap at this point in time. Choosy taking the conservative approach as Nakage. They want to do the opposite, pushing the
30
issue
seconds left.
as they only have the shorter guns. Good shot from Choosy. Long range taps from the Bulldog, more than enough. Hat trick in the making. If they push out a short, that means that SLC will just kick back, relax, have a flawless victory without breaking a sweat. Konti lang naman yung
Yeah.
naging damage sa kanila. At hindi nila na-drop yung guns na meron sila dito. So they keep their Bulldogs, their Spectres, and they're rich. Even if they lose this round, then okay lang
30
yan.
seconds
To be
left.
honest, this is the type of rounds na wala kang ma-analyze It's just straight up gunning down any members na nakikita nilang pumapasok dito sa A site. I find it quite questionable why they decided to pursue A site, regardless na meron ng mga na-receive na damage yung mga members nila.
Tasama-sama sila dun.
Diba? Tasama-sama pa sila. So, yeah, I think they just really wanted to end the round now that they already in the buy round, and definitely, let's see if they'll be able to get their retribution on this one.
Yeah, probably. Especially now that they have the duo over at that Elong position. Prioritizing na ibigay yung Blade Storm para sa Jet nila. And have a solid eco situation mamaya.
Do you think it is worth it to let Jet farm all the ult orbs?
Okay lang, kasi that means that
After dinner?
once they have the ulti, even though it's a buy round, then they'll have space to get the operator, right? Lalo na on the city side. Yeah, Josh S
Yun
has
lang.
to be careful. Blinded lahat ng SR Nakage. Z getting a two-piece as he gets himself baited because he tries to pick up the weapon upgrade that the Batman has been using all along. Josh S controlling agad yung garage. A headshot out from mid matters. 25 Yuki. A little too late on the cause kasi he could have actually saved yung isa mga utility players now over at Garage with Matters. Almost with the lineup, it was Choosy getting the free two-piece for himself, a 3-0. And as I said, all they needed was minimal damage. All they needed was to keep things stable. But the fact that they keep the core alive and they even get free upgrades for themselves without dying is a good cause for SLC.
And also what I noticed there is that there are some subtle miscoordinations, no? There are some people from there are some people from Garage, and most of the action is happening in Garage without any actual support na nanggagaling dito from some of the agents na nasa long. So, I feel like SR Nakage can further work on that one, but at the same time, they have no choice but to work with the eco na meron uli sila na naman for this time around.
Yeah. And that also points to what you were saying kanina. Do you give yung ult orbs dito sa Jet ng T-side? Because that means that your eco management is into question ngayon. Wala na kayong
Yeah.
pera, wala na kayong mabibigyan na rifles kahit kanino. So if you give the ult orbs to the Jet, then that kind of solves one of their problems for you. At least he has a better weapon for himself, and he has the one-tap potential. For everybody else on SR Nakage, they're kind of pinching pennies at this point. Trying to see if SLC will make a positional mistake. 25 Yuki, very interesting flash. At ngayon na nag-dodge away sila, medyo nag-move pa nga sila Nag-ingay over at that team mid. And that's giving info to them na baka nag-hold lang sila sa any sort of pushes. Lloyd Dream is the closest victim kapag nahanap niya agad tong si Wes. So he's just gonna hold this corner. And Wes has to be careful, aware. Hindi niya alam na nandun siya kanina pa.
Oo nga pero at the same time, nakakakaba din yung nangyayari sa mukhang meron lang siyang naramdaman, and yes, immediately, Wes was gonna be wiped out here with an immediate
30
trade here
seconds
from
left.
Yanagi, and also a bonus gun for himself. So I think this is already the cue na, guys, may namatay na dito. I think it's already time to shine dito sa A-site natin. Papasok na tayo dito, and yes, Catherine, yun ang kanyang gagawin. It's just, hindi na na-clear yung dart na yon habang pumapasok sila. So immediately, there is going to be a trade on that one. 10 seconds left. Hindi pa na napuput yung spike down, but there's already the amount of duels happening here dito sa A-site natin. Hindi man lang sila nakaka-plant at the current time because lagi silang nade-delay and naka-cut off ng SLC. But now, yes, wala silang choice but to let it be. And definitely, they will be able to gun down the last remaining person there, which is si Abatman.
Full committal, because again, yun yung naging punish nila dun sa Jet doon from that A-long position. He gets one, but he didn't back off from the position because he was kind of thinking about getting another one before he goes back to safety on A site itself. That gives a lot of control back to SR Nakage. But at the same time, they weren't able to clear off backside where 25 Yuki was holding by the single time. Nung namatay pa tong si Chuzi, he let off so much time wasted. Kaya nagkaroon ng time na makapag-respond yung Salt Lake City. And SR Nakage, they were relying on the lurk from a Batman. Pero masyado silang nag-aggro. And Void Dream, Pixel Peak, perfectly shot in between the eyes of Wes. Takes away the controller, one of them at least doon sa attacking side ng SR Nakage. Forces a default back onto the mid side, but if that Viper is dead, then they have nobody to lurk on towards that A-long position.
Alam mo, gusto ko i-point out dito, napakahirap mag-entry dito for the side of SR Nakage. I mean, yes, they have the Sky, they have a couple of coverage here,
May
kanilang
TP sila.
Viper, may TV sila, lahat na. It's just that wala silang pang-entrada, which makes it definitely difficult for them to actually pursue a specific site. And kung sakali man na magawa nila yon, it's super slow to the point na they are having a gamble with time. But now, I feel like they're trying to go pursue the A side right now. Nakakadalawa na si Lloydrim dito, tumatatlo pa, baka nga maka-ace pa. Medyo delikado na yung mga miyembro natin deeper the side of SR Nakage. But now, mukhang na-shutdown ito ni Abatman, which is definitely a good sign for them. But still a 2v4. Let's see if this is actually doable because si Mid na lang ang naiiwan dito and not for long. And definitely, wala pa rin nagiging puntos dito ang SR Nakage. And SLC is just having the best time of their life at the current time.
Kaya parang naging it opens a conversation if this is a team comp diff or is it just a performance issue? Kasi at this current time, we are pointing out a lot of like things that hindi pa nagta-translate sa game. Nakikita natin agad yung mistake. Wala silang fast entry in a map where very crucial ang gumawa ka ng map presence at map control. That's why you got a Jet. That's why you need the operator. And Yoru, while I'd see him use the operator, it's not going to be as effective as the Jet. You don't have the entry potential as well, like the Raze and like the Jet can offer to the table. Although you have mind games in your disposal, and you also have yung fake out niya para siguro yun yung gamitin mo para yun na lang yung barilin para makapag-entry ka as a point. It's not as reliable and consistent as a Jet would be.
Definitely. I feel like it's quite lacking kasi even if that you can say na yeah, let's use the mind games, let's do this or that, all of them are answering each site. They're respecting the capacities that NCG does have, and possibly nga na kahit na wala man is, they're just playing it safe. As long as, they can secure the rounds here and definitely shut them down. And at the current time, I personally believe that I think it is a comp diff because, yun nga, parang merong bottleneck parang na-hinder sila dun sa true na capacity nila because of the kung ano yung kulang dito sa kanilang team composition. And just what we're seeing here right now is, yun nga, lagi silang natatalo sa mga duels natin, even if meron trade, hindi sumasapat because SLC, comparison to them, they operate more as a,
Unit.
unanimous.
Like a unit.
Yeah, in a unit. And yun nga si Lloydrim kanina pa nagpa-pop off as well. So, how can they stop this?
Eto to be fair, they have the utility needed para masuportahan yung Yoru, diba? Kailangan lang naman niya gamitin yung kanyang teleport or actually yung kanyang dimensional drift, yung ultimate ng Yoru para mabigyan ng info kung saan yung mga players nila. You just use the paranoia on where the Yoru is positioning himself. You put the flash out para may pangalawang flash tong si Yoru kung hindi mo kinakount yung sarili niyang flash dito. That's a really good execute. But what happens after that? Ubus na yung util ni Yoru. Wala na silang pang entry palabas. Wala na silang pampasok kung gusto nilang maging mabilis if ever that they need map control, diba?
Yeah.
Kaya I really am favoring like Jet in this sort of scenario. Nakikita mo yung marami nilang pros and cons. So maraming pros. Mas marami pa yung pros ni Jet, diba? You have the operator. You also have the dash. Then in an eco situation, you just give him a blade storm. Then everybody else has a rifle to work with. What does Yoru have? Teleports.
Personally, I feel like maganda si Yoru gamitin as long as there's another duelist that can help him
Yeah, but they don't have one.
but they don't have one. So that is going to be the Noma. And at the current time, they have the Viper's Pet already activated with a good follow-through with the Rolling Thunder here from the side of Salt Lake City. And definitely we are going to see some casualties from here and there with the lockdown already being commenced as well, hindering them from actually opting for a possible delay here for the side of SR Nakage. So this is going to be a good time for SR Nakage to opt for 1 point here for the whole duration of this match and hopefully make it more equalized here. But yun nga, we have still some utilities for the side of SLC, but for SR Nakage, medyo nagkakakulangan na.
I mean, ngayon pa lang sila push into the loving arms of Mid Matters. Getting a hat trick para sa SR Nakage. Needed so badly para sa kanila. The first point on the board and giving another like point to the discussion, right? They have the util to support everybody else, diba? They still can use yung one ways and Shintaro as an initiator, which just to give a history lesson to everybody. He used to be a duelist. So alam niya kung paano gumalaw dapat yung kahit sinong duelist. If he can make everybody like entry like a duelist, then
Kumbaga,
okay lang yun.
yeah, kumbaga dapat hindi mo paghihiwalayin si Shintaro at si Yanagi.
Yan nga
diba?
eh.
But
Yeah, make him a duo.
yeah, make them a duo, but at the same time, parang hindi siya nagmamaterialize kasi napapansin mo na laging na pipita si Shintaro early stages of the round.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just really unfortunate for them to not being able to capitalize on what Shintaro specifically has in terms of the util. And of course, with the numbers na rin as Mount Tower. But hopefully they can improve on that one.
Basically, if they have the space, then it's gonna be incredibly tough na kunin yun pabalik sa inyo, diba? Ang problema nga lang, how do they get that space? May flank pa nga sila. Z gets spotted by the turret. A Batman investigating the issue. Spots out the Killjoy, and there you go. Z has been knocked down. Sentinel is out. At yun na nga ang trigger pull para sa SR Nakage. Trying to make some space. Pero sa backside, doon mamamatay si Yanagi. Not giving any sort of window para makapasok ang SR Nakage. Shintaro pushes it down. Going Dream almost will get another. Kaso Shintaro will be the difference maker for the team. We've talked about this. If they aren't going to be playing the fast game because they don't have the fast entry, edi they take the fight slow. Shintaro has the presence of mind, getting every single fight happening habang nandun yung push, nandun pa rin yung aim niya dito.
To be honest, kamuntikan nang mawala yung round na yun sa kanila. Kasi actually, while the guiding light has been put out dito kay Shintaro, na-blind niya si Yanagi eh. So ikaw, oh my god, muntika na. But at least they've been able to win on that one. That's what matters the most. And hopefully they can get an off for a reset. But at the same time, yun nga, the placement of the utilities should be more sharper than that one.
Yeah, I mean, puhunan na lang na talaga at this point. It's just aim. Out-aim everybody.
Yeah.
You know? If the utility is not on point, then possibly the aim can compensate. Juicy and everybody from SR Nakage try to fight as much as they possibly can because A-Lang has been a priority. And Salt Lake City are almost losing every single bit of it. But how will they come back from it? They use the lockdown after i-plant ni Batman yung spike. West only has a Spectre. At kung hihintayin lang nila yung kalaban nila, then mamatay lang sila sa lockdown as a Batman will trade up tong si West. Josh S knows that he needs to push. It needs to be a Batman. He needs to fight. Napatay ang lockdown. Kaya Josh S has the time. May TP pa nga para makabalik dito sa A. So sino nga talaga dito ang mag-retake? Si a Batman na talagang kailangan patayin si Josh S. Trying to stick the defuse, trying to defuse the spike, but he doesn't have a care in the world. Josh S, welcome back to Predator League 2023.
Sabi nila, pros don't take. Hey, is this gonna be a sign for Josh S? It's a good sign. Yep, definitely. They've been able to get that around. Parang no set lang. You know what, guys? I am as decisive as this one. You know what? I'm just gonna take my time defusing on this one. Kahit na meron pang nanoswarm yan, wala akong pakialam. I had the perfect shield and health for this one, so it should be fine. Wala siyang katakot-takot, and definitely it is a 7-2 already. And we have 3 more rounds. Ano, at least if ever, is mapatasan kahit paano ng NCG yung kanilang scores ng anong meron si Salt Lake City on this one, hopefully. But ngayon pa lang, nahinder na sila kaagad sa pag-push dito sa C site natin, and definitely they will now rotate towards the A site natin once again.
Overcommitment out. Wes gets his head clean off by 25 Yuki. This guy's aggression has been on point all throughout.
Fitting for a breach.
Hindi lang sa defense
Yeah.
Sa pag-push niya mismo, siya na lang yung naging duelist. At talagang kukuha pa nga ng isa pa dito. Unless he goes back to safety on the side of a site. NCG, they have a choice. They can either fall back or rotate on. Pabalik dito sa may A site. A Batman, attack the lockdown. Kahit na blind, napatay pa nga ni a Batman. Dodges away from the CC. Choosy deciding na lalabanan na lang nila yung long angles, but as they peek, Yanagi will shut him down. The Guardian in hand, a free upgrade from Hell, and what do you know? NCG have the sight.
Spike planted.
That is such a nice setup here for a Batman. Maganda ang timing ng paglapag ng lockdown and everything transpired from there. And we are just gonna see if there is still a chance for SLC to actually opt for a retake on this one. Lalong-lalo na in terms of positioning lamang si SR Nagagi ngayon. So this is going to be a good sign for them. Meron na agad silang na-secure dito. Definitely si Josh S ang mawawala. And definitely Ball and Egan pa yung kalang lagi nagpapapat na naman. But NCG will still have the last lap on this one because they've been able to clear up every single one na nanggagaling sa CT here from the side of Salt Lake City. That is a good round on their end.
See, that's the thing about like map control, right? You can fight for it, and when you get what you needed, then that's when you go back to safety. If you take risks like this, na ginawa agad ng breach for the defensive side, then you're giving up that one piece of map control for a risk of getting a kill for yourself, and it's not always guaranteed. Nag-push
Yeah.
agad yung breach doon sa may A short, and although it was a really good flash, a Batman has high sense to dodge away from it as quickly as possible. So once he killed them off, and the A short was unnoticed for them. But Hurricanes
True.
lockdown as well on top of it, just made it so that they needed to decide kung mag-hold pa rin sila or magre-retake na lang agad. SLC back on the retake scenario yet again. Binigay na agad yung C-set ng gantong kabilis lamang, lalo na taka-eco lang yung ibang mga players dito on the defense. Planting the spike is SR Nakage, and they will fight a 5 versus 5 yet again, but they have the better gun, so it's not a problem for them.
True, and at the same time, Z is opting for another flank scenario on this one, pero merong nakaabang na mga util dito. Yung sentry nandyan din yung Viper natin. Mukhang nagkakitaan na silang dalawa. Joke lang, tatlo pala. One of situation with Z, pero si Z ang hindi mananalo doon. And now, definitely mukhang si SR Nakage pa rin ang lumalamang because they've been able to just secure every single person dito na nagtatangkang mag-retake from the side of Salt Lake City. And definitely, mukhang matatimingan pa ata itong si Josh S with someone here from the garage being able to
Takbo,
actually see
Batman!
them with the
Takbo!
shorty. Napakabusikat mo na hindi niya masasecure-on with the shorty. Guys, shorty is not for mid-range but
round
still,
before the
nice
switch.
try for Josh S.
Almost. Matitikman niya sana
Kaya
yung
nga.
sisig ni a Batman.
Diba, no?
Oo, konting-konti na lang. He was down 13. He was limping. He was almost a dead man.
Yeah.
Pero he whiffed the first shot, and he was almost on the center, the bullseye from that second one. So, onting-onti, he would have had damage.
Just a
but
millisecond, no?
a split
From
second.
turning.
Literally, by the skin of his teeth. Konting-konti na lang.
Sweet unfortunate for Josh S. But still, good effort. Not an effort, but
Yeah. It was the eco anyway, so throwaway
Yeah.
lang nila yun.
not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Lloyd Dream shot down immediately, and that spells disaster for them because they wanted to save as much as possible from the previous round, and they're not getting any fruits of labor from this round in particular. Juicy, very early Hunter's Fury spots out one, does hit another, pero they equally distribute the damage, so it doesn't really equate to a kill anyways.
We have regrowth too,
They
so...
do, so hindi na kailangan na ligoy-ligoy pa, papasok pa rin. Yanagi,
Oh!
second time, pero he was a distraction all along. Tapos na yung fake out, pero na-fake out agad. Nasira yung tito ng SLC, Josh S. Back on top. But mid-matters just knocks him down. 7-5 mga kaibigan,
Switching
SR
sides.
Nakage. Talagang ginawan ng paraan.
Makita mo na naman yun, diba? Na-blind na naman.
Nasira nga yung tito niya eh.
Na-blind na naman si Yanagi.
Nasira yung tito niya.
Buti na lang may nakasaporta sa likod.
Kaya nga eh.
But at least they've been able to go for a 7-5. Quite a close difference here in terms of the scores. And definitely, this is going to be a good edge for the side of SR Nakage
What are-
as
what
well
are-
with
what
their
are-
team compositions, diba?
It's like one of our better Haven games. you know?
Yeah, it's one of the, it's more simplified, less
It's entertaining.
ganun.
Yeah,
Parang less nasampal sa Haven.
It's simple.
Less aggression.
Yeah. It's
Diba?
just simple. It's like ano
Back
eh.
to the basics tayo.
Parang kung pao chicken kapag kumakain ka sa chicken restaurant. Laging reliable. Laging nandun.
Parang gutom na sila.
Kaya nga eh. Sorry guys. It's like what? It's like
Paggabi na.
okay, paggabi na nga natin dito. Anyways,
Yung ba dyan, baka nasa biyahe pa from work or school,
true.
diba?
Second half, Lloyd Dream. Agad doon sa may gong. Right click galing kay
Oh.
Josh S. he has shown that he still had it. Sana dito sa SLC. Right click yet again for Z as SR Nakage falling down 1 by 1. Nawala na agad yung defense. So paano na nila i-retake ito? Lalo na't ang layo pa rin ng Viper nila. All the way from A long pa lang.
Nagja-jogging pa siya dito. Friend, nagma-marathon siya all the way from A to B link. Pero at the same time, it is going to be a good positioning for them. Lalong-lalo na, this just means that they can entry on every single spot na meron dito papunta sa B site natin. Kayang-kaya nilang pasukan at yun na nga nangyayari ngayon. For the side here for SR Nakage ng 1v2 or 2v2 with the current time. Nako, malaki ang naging bawas dito for the side of Batman. Pero tumatrabaho pa rin si Wes and he will be able to get the 3
No time!
on their end. Pero yun nga lang, walang oras.
Natagalan si Wes mag-jogging from A long. And they waited for him because, again, that was the perfect retake position. You split up 2 people dun sa loob ng ating C-Link. Plus, you have another lurker na hindi nag-lurk from behind but he was through towards that A-Link position. You take those people dun sa may gong para yun na lang yung presence na igagawin nila. Then yung A-Link position player nyo, siya yung magte-take care ng nasa malapit dun sa may, sa may front of B side. So, ang ganda ng timing. Okay yung push nila. Ang problema, nung nagtagal sila sa pag-retake, nawala na agad ang oras.
Yun naman lagi ang kalaban oras talaga diba?
Timing has always been the enemy, man.
This is unfortunate, pero chin up, bawi-bawi, di ba?
Yeah.
So, second round natin ngayon, it's still
Cheer
on the side of, cheer up, taas na natin yung bangko natin. For the side of Salt Lake City, sila pa rin na may kalamangan ngayon with the guns that they currently have. Pretty similar to what happened the first round, or rather the first half. So, now, it is gonna be their ball na mag-push dito sa A-site natin at yun ay kung talagang gusto nilang panindigan, medyo delikado on their end. Malaki, or maraming mga tao dito ngayon sa A-site natin, fully saturated themselves. It's very dense. So, this is going to be pretty critical for them if ever they want to commit on this one.
Natatawa ako kasi kinoconnect nila yung dots. Gamit ng sarili ng Viper Wall. They push on into the brink of death. Double out from Josh S. Choosy getting the third. Everyone from SLC. Not breaking a sweat to take yung A side ng ganong kabilis lamang. West down to the ground. Over to hell. That's all on the backman. Only have a sheriff to work with dito. And eventually, Lloyd Jim will hit the shot. I believe this guy's a returning player from one of the qualifiers. He's just in a new team, a new environment.
Ibang team naman sa, tapos na ako sa team na to, dito naman ako. Ay, paano kayong maglaro,
magkakabilang
guys?
barko na ako.
Lumipat ng crew. Pero, at the same time, it is just, gun diff lang for the side of SR Nakage. And yes, they've been able to get one, not entirely enough, pero at least they're already on the buy round. Bawi-bawi once again. And yes, lumalaki na naman ang diferensya natin in terms of the score lines, and it is still continuous na si Lloyd Dream, napaka-consistent trumabaho, mapa-attacker man or mapa-defender man. This guy's been able to secure numerous heads already every single round, definitely giving utmost advantage sa team nila in order to pursue further.
Interesting. They use yung A-long smoke para magkaroon sila ng space over A lobby. They could use that to slowly walk up on A-long, deny info once that smoke is still down, but that also gives Shintaro the cover to take yung ult orb dito, and they know that since nag-dissipate na yung smoke at hindi nila maibibigay yun agad sa jet, but they still commit towards that A-long position. Kita mo kung gaano kalapit itong si Lloyd Dream, all the way towards A short, right? They even invest util, ginamit na agad yung aftershock, at naka-notice na agad yung Viper. Baka tumuloy sila dito no? Pero, no, they just want to fake it out. Ang dami nag-rotate back on A. B side is wide open for them to take. At ganun na nga, no hesitation out for SLC. They give it up. They get themselves a free plant. What are SR Nakage gonna do after that?
We're not quite sure as of the moment, but with the guns that they currently have, dapat nasa kanila ang advantage. Pero ngayon sa nakikita natin, mukhang yun na nga nangyayari. It's already a 2v3 before we even know it, with a lot of utilities being thrown out as well, definitely using it up to its utmost capacity. And it is going to be an advantage for the side of SR Nakage. Once again, Chiz, giving them that glimpse of hope, that glimmer of light that they've been able to need kanina pa, diba?
Yeah, napapansin ko, this game, it's close, but it's so chill. It's so relaxing. Hindi ko alam bakit Is it because we only have like one entry duelist?
I thought maybe. Parang parang nagulat tayo na, this is definitely different from what we had from last week. Kasi last week and last week, parang alam mo yun?
Fast-paced.
Sabunutan.
Oo nga parang
Bugbugan.
suntukan. Ito parang
Ambaan.
Parang sila, nag-aaway lang sila, pero hindi sila nagsusuntukan.
parang nagsa-slow
Verbal lang
dance
nila.
sila. Like, there is going to be some elevator music playing in the background.
Yeah,
no?
walang nagbe-breakdance. Walang nag-tutorial na kanilang mga hits. But
Yeah.
Lloyd Dream from downtown will knock out tong si Mid Matters pinatulog. At sinabi niya, mag-lower measures ka muna kaibigan na all the way from downtown yet again through the smoke. It's almost as if he expected West, but West was trying as he might to get another spray done on towards the C-long position, but he gets punished. And that, my friends, is why you don't use a Vandal habang nagsispray ka through smoke.
Tama. It's because on all to the other side, you'll be able to see where the tracers are coming from, diba?
Yeah.
So it's much more easier to pinpoint where it is where you have to place your crosshair.
Yanagi!
Okay. Good start here for the side of SLC. They've been able to get 3 numbers just from C site alone. And it is going to be about time for the side of SR Nakagi to try and jump into action kahit habang pinumput pa lang nila yung spy down dito sa C-site natin at kakailanganin talaga nila mag-ingat dito, but at the same time, it is going to be pretty difficult and nearly impossible for them to offer a retake, but malay mo, they will be able to try and segregate it, no? Magkaroon ng mga miracle na present dito sa round na ito, but at the same time, ang hirap eh. Tatlo yung nakatitig sa isang pwesto, pre.
Yeah, you can imagine like the fear that they have in their eyes since they only have the 2 guns that they need for the next round.
Save na lang ako, Lods.
Yeah, tama. On the fence.
Bye-bye.
They're sitting on the fence kung magpupush pa sila na as 2, but considering SLC in their post-plant positions, even if you push out through CT, then you need to take care of like 2 people walking on logs. So, you know, unfortunate. Sobrang hirap. Tapos may mag-peek pa nga around that default position. Isa lang yung nag-hold ng silong. And that meaning they really are securing yung kung saan lalabas sa chokeholds. Kung mag-retake nga ang SR Nakage, napatay na agad yung mga jet, napatay na agad yung duelist na meron sila, and that was the Yoru, where he would have been the guy needed to trade or needed to be traded off, right? But wala eh. Wala nang nagagawa tong si Yanagi. It was good attempts out for SLC using Lloyd Dream to have aggressive positioning dun sa may Silong, taking the fight on the 2 anchors who, you know, just get shot through the smoke
Here.
both times in a row. Tapos nag-push pa nga sila on Silong, trying to investigate, trying to see if they can get something out of this. This time on this round, double digits agad ang SLC. Salt Lake City looking to shape the round as fast as possible. Pero nandito na agad ang dalawang anchors. Nag-ultimate pa nga ang Omen doon sa may heaven. So they have control over both sides. Pero nakababa na agad si Omen. Juicy gets 1 kay Shintaro. Lloyd Dream follows through, combining with a 3K on their side. Salt Lake City have shown that it is easy to take A. Simple as that. It's all on a Batman who was just too late to the party.
It's the same thing as earlier, but it's not a Batman, it's their Viper, kanina, diba? But now they will try and offer an advantage here on their end. They are running on the last drop of creds, diba? So definitely they shall resort to another eco round next round since this is not gonna work out, and try to put their hopes up here for a Batman if meron pa siyang makukuhang pickups on this one.
Yeah.
But at this current time, they are trying to scour on where he is, hopefully that he would not be able to save that Vandal. But it seems like he is in a pretty much secure place, so this is going to be a good one for Nakagi. It's just really unfortunate that they already had the resources earlier on. It's just that they haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Nako!
Mamatay pa ba? No, Batman actually takes one, and he dies, taking one with him before he actually goes down. So okay lang, you know, moderate damage. Considerable amounts towards SR Nakage, since, you know, that was one of their only buy rounds that they had. And mas lalong worst news is they lose this, they give match point over to Salt Lake City. What a great performance for Lloyd Dream, though. This guy on the jet has been consistent. You also consider that into the aggressiveness that Yuki has been able to offer. Triple double para dito sa breach ng SLC. Salt Lake City doing a really good job of giving us the best first impression. We had expectations for this match. Unfortunately, those expectations are not paying off that much. Yanagi, only the close angle, expecting that they will push on B as fast, as furious as possible. But for SLC, they know better than that. They could just use that as a layer of insecurity for their defense. Pwede nilang ingayan to, gumawa ng panamdam over at that window position, keep themselves in check, keep themselves in B site. Habang yung A site, hayaan yung nakabukas yan. Papasok kami, dahil meron kaming free entry. However, that's not the case. Salt Lake City want to press the issue kasi nag-overrotate na naman ang NCG. But a Batman has all the worlds in the world. Pero eto naman si Lloyd Dream. Nasa taas na agad. Gagamitin ni Yuki ang kanyang Rolling Thunder. Knocking them out of the sight. Lloyd Dream on top. Taking advantage of his mobility, papasok kaso Shintaro will spray him down. A 3 versus 3, and they even run away from B site.
Ang ganda na sana ng place ng Rolling Thunder doon. It's just that medyo nag-discard si Lloyd Dream. But now with the Hunter Shuri already being activated here into the hands of Fusey, they're trying to delay them as much as possible from the Fusey spike. And definitely, nako, si Yuki manggagaling pa sa likod, which is definitely unanticipated for them. And it is going to be them being delayed until the last second, and definitely Choosy will be able to gun this guy down to mid, and definitely they will be able to get the match point as well for themselves, which is that is just how SLC has been able to keep themselves grounded in any type of situation kahit na sinusubukan na mag-play out ng mga strategies dito or ng mind games ng side ng SR Nakage.
They have a good understanding of tempo sa kung kailan nila i-execute yung tempo na yun. Kung kailan sila mag-a-aggress, kung kailan sila magkakaroon ng fights. They take consideration yung presence na nilalabas sila sa mapa. Nag-iingay sila dun sa B, sige, they keep themselves on B. Tapos, meron silang nilagay na wall over at that A short position just so that they can note down na pwede nilang i-push din yung A site. Kaya nag-hesitate sila na kung saan sila magko-commit. At meron din silang indecisiveness sa Batman though, decisively taking C-Long. He was the hero that they needed. And the hero that SR Nakage have to bank on. They have a C-Long on notice. They have the spike within their vicinity. And Z, the closest guy that they can have para ma-retrieve yung spike habang nagmo-move pa rin yung active players si Lloyd Dream at saka si Breach that they control over different sides of the map. However, Lloyd Dream almost close to his death. Shintaro will make sure that happens. Makes it a 2 versus 5. The smoke pa nga Z has no angle, but Z makes the angle for himself. Headshot onto mid matters. Makes it all the more viable para sa kanilang 1 versus 3. And if he does this, man, this would be one hell of a clutch.
That is such a great way to actually retrieve the spike back despite of the blockage of the dark coverage na nilapag dito from the side of SR Nakage. He just killed it literally. Dalawa pa, or almost dalawa pa yung kanya nakuha dito.
Tapos nasa kanya yung A!
Nasa kanya yung A! Wala siyang harang dito. No obstacles existing here for the side of A. Walang utilities, walang tao. Definitely kanyang-kanya na. Kumakatok na siya dito, never mind. Hindi talaga siya kumatok. Talagang pumasok na siya dito sa A site natin. And definitely he can put the spike down anytime na gugustuhin niya. Still a lot of time to work with here. Kahit na gusto na mag-rotate dito ng SR Nakage, matatagalan siya. So he has all the time to actually offer the best angle possible and try to segregate these people from the side of SR Nakage.
Pero he planted on backside. Not the most open spot. But he can use that as cover. Kaso may fake out pa. Yung Yoru ng SR Nakage. Congratulations. Na-utilize nila ang Yoru dito sa retake nila in the 3 versus 1. Salt Lake City almost getting themselves out of the depths dito, but they still have the lead anyway. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's a throwaway round, but it would have been one hell of a moment if he 1v5'd it all throughout. Z was the hero that they needed, but you can say the same for a Batman. This guy had the confidence to push as the Sentinel dun sa may C-Long over at Cubby. Never expected him. Nag-push pa nga na nag-iisa tong si Josh S.E. Wide open in a close angle. Talagang not bothering to check his corner, and the instant punish comes in.
Not gonna lie, imagine if Z had a lot more time than that, he can toy with SR Nakage. No, with how he plays, parang alam niya yung mga pasikot-sikot sa mga ganung mga sitwasyon. And confident siya sa kung paano siya makaka-face off dito sa mga duels na to. But at the same time, merong ibang duels na magaganap dito sa A-site natin. Viper is gonna be placed here already as well as the lockdown from the side of SLC. And definitely, is going to be really risky for the side of SR Nakage to actually stay here, but it seems like West has the edge. They've got the advantage in terms of angles here and as well as positioning, pero naantay lang talaga nila na maglapas na spike dito ang SLC. And there's a lot of activity already going on here with a lot of trades as well. And definitely mukhang magkakaroon na 2v3, and definitely it is going to be a struggle for them to put the spike down to 1v1. Yuki will be able to get the edge here, and they'll be able to win that. Kitang-kita naman sa ngiti ni Yuki. Like, guys, we did it! And this is going to be making them advance further for our finals.
That is what esports has been all about, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do you have the chance to topple one of the best teams in the Philippines, but you get to enjoy doing it. Congratulations para sa
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. And they have just moved on dito sa final stage ng qualifying bracket natin. It is a tough break for them. Kasi it was one of their first times na
Yeah.
nagkaroon sila ng appearance dito sa Predator League qualifiers. Pero I'm not saying this like the very first, but I've seen them in one of the qualifying brackets and it has been a hard bracket. Ngayon sila nagkaroon ng opportunity and they thought to themselves na nakita nilang SR Nakage and in their eyes, they would have shook their boots. Pero sobrang decisive nila sa kung paano nila tinake ang mga laban dito. And it's all thanks to the utility players. You could give a lot of credit to the Breach. You could say the same as well para dito kay West who, you know, as one of our players dito from the side of, I'd say Salt Lake City, he would have been the difference maker. Pero ang sayang nga lang kasi, you know, Lloyd Dream had a really good day today.
We can say na how can we put this?
Yeah, man.
It is evident that they all operate in the same spectrum.
Yeah.
No, for the side of what they call this from Salt Lake City, and it is just really wonderful to see them, some of their players going back,
Yeah.
and they've been able to win this time already. So what more sa mga later stages natin, or if ever man na hindi sila manalo for today, they have tomorrow if ever that they will join on that one as well. For SR Nagage, same thing. They still have the chance. I feel like they really just have to grease their gears more.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah. You know, it is a new roster anyway, so, you know, may time pa sila para, you know, do anything that they can para ma-polish ang lahat ng meron sila dito. They are a strong and wonderful team, pero they possibly overcooked on this one. Unfortunate para sa SR Nakage, pero congratulations para sa
No,
Salt
you
Lake City. We'll see them later on in the final game. Pero ang lahat ng focus ay mamaya sa second nating semifinals matchup, and that will happen after the short break. But for that, we'd like to thank our official sponsors for Predator League 2024, Predator Gaming, Intel, and Planet 9. Huwag kayong aalis dahil magbabalik ang Predator League.
One enemy remaining. Seconds left.
Enemy down.
One enemy remaining. Strike down A. Flawless. One down.
Flash out.
Got him. 10 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Poison's gone. 3.
Good. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
I've got your trains done.
Spike down A. Spike down. One enemy remaining. Last player.
Too easy. Traveling.
One enemy remaining. Enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Last one down.
Last player standing.
Enemy kill.
One enemy remaining.
With the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
With the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9-HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9-13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
It has been pandemonium for this semifinals matchup alone, but we're back to bring order towards the chaos. My name is Ramon, with me is Mochi. We're your casters for this qualifiers on Predator League 2024. And my friends, it has been a wonderful time so far, but as I've said It has been a peaceful game, parang kang relaxing ang chill. Why don't we put some more chaos into the mix? We've had Aim Uno
Yeah.
versus Valhalla, and God knows how fast this game is going to be.
Yes, and I feel like it is important for us to point out kung ano nga ba yung pinaglalaban ng dalawang na teams na to. So first off, Aim Uno, they've been here every single qualifiers that we have so far. Andyan sila sa Digos, lumipad sila doon, nandyan sila sa Dasmariñas, andyan sila sa Pampanga, andyan sila sa Cebu, andyan sila sa mga online qualifiers natin, present, never absent sila.
Consistent.
Kaya ginawa nilang classroom yung qualifiers natin, guys. Perfect attendance, and hanggang ngayon, nandito sila. At ngayon, nandito sila sa inyong harapan para lumaban ng kontra sa Valhalla. For Valhalla's end naman, every single person in this team is a representative of their original team. So this is going to be interesting. We have Naos, we have RRQ, we have Oasis, sino pa? Lahat sila.
At this point, it's as scattered as it can be that I
Diba?
forgot.
May
like, yung iba eh.
kanya-kanya silang
Diba?
mga pinanggagalingan na teams, guys. So I don't know if there is any more to say, but dun pa lang, I feel like solved na tayo eh.
Yeah, I mean, we have all the info in the world for both of these teams, diba? Talagang, the thing about Aim Uno is I think the worst thing about what's holding them back is their mental fortitude, diba? The best
agree.
run that they've had was nung pinakaunang first qualifier pa lang, and they got beaten by a community team that actually has been signed na agad by an esports organization. So, good job sa kanila. Pero unfortunate for Aim Uno, after that, it was a downward spiral na. Pumunta sila sa iba't ibang mga qualifier, and they were struggling to even get back to the form of Grand Finals ulit. Katulad nung ginawa nila nung first qualifier pa lang. So, ito pa lang yung pinaka-closest natin nakita from them back on semifinals form. But can they go back to the final stage of the qualifying round? We will find out in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. But they are up against a very strong opponent, Valhalla, na nakita natin last week, and they were this close to taking the game against
Lapit na.
their opponents. I believe it was Naos Esports, no, if I'm not mistaken, on the bind game itself. Georgie had an appearance dito as their chamber, as their sentinel for their side, and he has been making a lot of proactive moves, right, as a chamber, which I feel like that...
Si Oasis kalaban nila nun.
Ay, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oasis nga pala. So, parang parang reunion nga, kumbaga. Yeah. But you think about like that, like kung magduduelis ba ulit tong si Georgie? Kasi we saw some hindrance and now he was able to play, right? Although he was trying to make proactive moves, it wasn't really resulting into the way that you were normally used to seeing Georgie play on, right? But you also think about like what map they played on. Bind. You don't really put a jet in there if you're not comfortable, or at least like not really a jet map. Nalagay na agad tong si EJ on the Raze anyway, so there isn't a need for a double duelist anyway. So, what are your thoughts, like, diba? Is it really a map dip, or are we gonna see a different stage of Valhalla ngayon? Are we gonna see Georgie up in his element, or will it be another attempt at trying to get to the final stage?
Most definitely, it's going to be something na mas cohesive sila, mas mas buo sila, if that makes sense, mas solidified. I feel like there is a lot of time that they can work on it right after that slump that they have suffered upon.
Last week lang yun.
Like last week lang, 'di ba? Parang ang bilis na or mas madali para sa kanilang subukan na ayusin yung mga pagkakamaling ginawa nila. So, most importantly, or I feel like it is going to be higher odds na Valhalla might be onto their tip-top shape at the current time. And guess what? We're in bind again.
Alright, their comfort pick, and guess what? We're comfortable seeing Georgie on the second duelist option. He is done being the passive player that he was needed on as the chamber itself. Ngayon, siya naman yung magre-reina, and he will prove to everybody that aim is always the key for victory. And you go back to what Valhalla has been used to, then their team comp hasn't changed all that much anyway. He just put Evan FPS on his signature pick, the Sky, which he has used on RRQ. Even before RRQ went international, diba? He already has been heralding this pick. It was one of the picks that took down Southbelt Esports back in the day. Last year, Predator League, one of the picks that made the difference, that gave him Predator League championship form. Kaya, malay mo, ito na yung comeback story niya dito. If he comes back as a two-time champion, kapag nanalo siya dito sa ating PLPH Finals, and that's a story to tell. FPS is the guy to watch out for so far dito. He'd say the same for EJ. He's also a franchise player on loan from RRQ. I don't know if he's still part of RRQ this point in time, but he's always been really reliable on the entry. You always see him be like a comedian of sorts, but when he's on the server, you know that he's in his element.
Couldn't couldn't agree more, no? Like, every single one here from the side of Valhalla can be their ticket in advancing forward sa mga future stages natin. And on the end of Aim Uno, we still have the same people. It's just that, syempre, different composition since it is a different map. So we, of course, have some expectations here as well, considering that they have a lot of, experiences. They grew from that. They faltered, they fell, they fought, they still persevered. So, ang daming mga kailangan maipakita dito ng Aim Uno na ano yung maidadala nyo ngayon sa table, knowing na lahat ng mga qualifiers pinagdaanan nyo, knowing na iba-ibang tao yung nakalaban nyo, what is going to be your improvement and your prime example na you're not a team na basta-basta lang.
Yeah, alam mo yung nawawala dito sa kanila, si Yonpik. Si Yonpik yung dati kong kakilala dapat na nasa Aim PH noong una. Pero it looks like he's not gonna be coming back dito, mga kaibigan.
Pahinga
So,
lang daw muna siya.
pahinga lang. On the bench muna tayo. Like, try to give like Aim Uno their own space para mag-thrive sila without him. And okay lang yan kasi, Aim Uno have gone this far. And if they're able to show that they're deserving of like a qualifying spot, then, okay lang. If he's back on the bench, back from the bench, then, that would be his resurgence story. That would be his comeback story. But for now, he's just chilling. He's just watching his team thrive under this new roster that we have for ourselves. Double controller comp, which is definitely on the mark when you're talking about like a bind composition. You need the resets. You need that amount of util. And even though they don't have like a hard sentinel, right? Okay lang, kasi what makes up for it is that Viper can kind of act like a pseudo sentinel anyway, while also providing cover for the team. You have full coverage as the attacking Viper.
Temporary damage.
Pwede ka ring mag-lurk, pwede kang gumamit ng lineups. You also use him as some sort of a time waster. Kapag nasa loob ka ng site as the pseudo sentinel, then that smoke will make sure that nobody's gonna push as fast as possible.
And of course, with the Brimstone along with that, that's just gonna be, gonna make it difficult for Valhalla na to penetrate further sa kung anumang
May
site
isa
ang
pang molly.
talagang Valorant, diba? They still have the molly, like there's still a lot of utilities that they can offer on this one. Where the side of Valhalla, by the way, it is going to be the first time that we have Reyna in the rest of our broadcast, right?
Yeah.
Parang ngayon lang natin siya nakita. So, we already had a Reyna then played before in a lot of tournaments earlier then.
Wait, si Ching ba yun? Was that Ching?
Si Magtatahong.
I think that's Ching.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah.
Yo, the legend of PH has
Kaya
arrived,
nga
mga
natawa ko, sabi ko,
kaibigan.
Magtatahong, parang kilala ko na kung sino to.
parang mukhaan ko ata yung isa sa mga players nila dun no?
Yeah.
You remember the guy? You remember the guy from Alpha Esports? The guy who used to be the right-hand man of G Insanity? The guy who made the difference in not only his performance for the team, pero also one of the loudest teammates that you can have. Kasi he hypes up his team talaga eh. Ganun yung energy na kailangan ng mga
Ching
PH
wouldn't
teams
be Ching pag tahimik siya.
Tama.
Diba? So,
You know, that's Ching.
yeah, it's gonna be there, and at the same time nga, like what I said, it is going to be pretty crucial kasi na ngayon lang tayo nakakita ng appearance ng Reyna here. Like, what's gonna be different? Anong ma-offer ng isang Reyna dito in a bind map?
And I was wondering why does this guy look so familiar? Anyway, so Arena on the map of Bind, right? So Bind is normally like a smaller map compared to like all the other maps like Ascent, especially Breeze. Napakalaki, naming room para makapag-default ka, right? In Bind, you could say the same thing, but it's more or less a game of tempo, a game of chess, kumbaga. Kasi
Yes,
kapag
sir.
ka nagbigay ka ng isang point of map control, let's say A short has been already given, then you could push that. Once you got the duelist in towards that A short position, then kapag nakasikot siya sa U-Hall, you keep him there for the longest time, then he will have two choices. You either keep himself in U-Hall, give him a gun that's beneficial for him on a short-range angle, like a Phantom, like a Judge, you give that to EJ, then EJ will thrive in that environment. You give the Reyna a lot of agency to make sure that all of that control over backtrack is compromised for the CT side, then mahihirapan sila, lalo na if he gets the 1v1 fight. So Georgie really will thrive in an aggressive position, and if you give him Reyna, and if he feasts on them, then that is the situation that they are looking to capitalize on. Naalala nila na dapat hindi siya naka-chamber. Dapat ibigyan natin siya ng agent na talagang magta-thrive si Georgie here. And if he can keep the momentum going, then it is going to be hard to find a way to take off yung Boracay Reyna.
It's good kasi like what we have here na, you know, rather than putting him in this chamber, like it's much better to have him on an agent na kahit anong scenario, okay lang.
Oo.
Flexible
Okay
enough
lang.
to adapt, diba? Like goods lang, diba? Like really perfect here. And definitely, like what you said, they have a couple of brains or multiple brains, considering that they have a background in every single team na, you know, it's the largest in PH right now.
Parang may
So,
parang nagsama-sama lang,
saan ni puwersa?
parang lumaya sila sa iba't ibang mga country, tapos dinala nila yung mga delicacies from that country alone. May
Yeah.
nag-uwi ng baguette, may nag-uwi ng shawarma, may nag-uwi ng pho from Vietnam, di ba? You know, it's just, you mix that all up in one buffet, and it's just gonna be a hell of a good time.
Diba? So, it's going to be really interesting to see na how would this lineup gonna work out. Lalong-lalo na in terms of the lineups of both sides, it's definitely promising. Do you know what they're doing here?
Yeah, I think that's like the key word for this. Promising. You give the agents that make sense for every single player that we have dito. But on their performance, yeah, that will be objective. That's the objective for them as a whole. City side para sa
Uy,
aim
blind
uno
lahat.
at na-blind ang lahat. Apat na players ng Valhalla, but Georgie will get first blood. Again, yun yung hinahanap nila dito, but Nudge, perfect on the aggression, punishing Georgie because he didn't use yung heal, just so he could dodge away from one of the utilities pushed on by the Rays. Yippee. Open a window, a door doon sa may A short, and he successfully does so. Open na agad yung A site, talagang nag-rotate na agad ang aim PH all the way to B. Now they revert back as Valhalla want to take that side alone.
Alam mo, curious din ako kung ano yung keyboard build ni Sevi kasi nakikita sa facecam niya. But anyways, you are gonna see them being able to commit dito sa A-site natin.
Spike
And
planted.
definitely dodging yung molly na nila pag dito
May
from APH. Yun nga lang, merong flank na nag-aabang dito. They really have to be careful but immediately shut down here by magtatahong astig. And yes, UP might possibly have and see Sevi here, but on the sideline, meron ding nakuha ni EJ dito. Sinimple lang na bahalang first round natin, which definitely gives them a really good avenue for this match.
See, again, diba? That's like the beautiful thing about having like a variety of pro players that we have. They have different personalities. Georgie is the aggressive guy that's always fishing for the first blood. Then you have somebody that gives you a window to have a backup plan, an insurance policy. That's Mojer from itong si Yippee from the VL side. So if you give a lot of that support over to getting whichever option is like the most viable, then you rely that on Mojer. Talagang even if that A-long position was compromised, they were committed to like take a site freely, and that's what Mojer is able to offer to the team. Back on B-long this time around, but like it's Mojer over at A short. They split off while you get yourself that first blood over at the other side of the map. Jan is not noted. Talagang double stack lang sila dun sa hookah. And they're not ignoring it at all. They just want to try to keep the fight head on doon sa loob na na-smoke na agad na choke point. Pero pagkalabas ba lang ni Jan, ay mapapatay siya agad. The
Player
APH, they're getting handled like business. Ching gets a 3K off the back of things. At ngayon ka nagsimula ang kanyang pag-iingay. Tinan mo sa screen niya.
Literal na parang nag-ala Captain America siya doon, no pun intended sa kung anong role na Brimstone sa mga agents
Let's go!
natin. But you know, like it's 3K and definitely maganda na sana yung ina-envision ni APH dito. You know what? Since we have this difficulty na lumaban or pumalag kasi wala tayo ng mga bias natin, why not let's have two people sa hookah natin so that we can hinder them from pushing kaagad sa site natin. Somewhat cause a delay through our utilities, right? But at the same time, hindi siya sumapat. Valhalla's been able to sweep them out, and definitely it is going to be a chance for Aim Uno to try and go for this round, lalo-lalo na they already have the rifles.
Yeah, the close contact again from D-Long. But EJ had no business getting the shot, but he does. He gets himself hookah position. And also gives up yung mga rifles na meron sila dito. Maldito losing the fight again from the long-range gun tap. He only had a bulldog, but he just made it look so easy. Like he doesn't even need like any sort of assistance. Took the fight head on. Aim lang yung naging puhunan.
Spike
So I kind of
planted.
like this from Aim PH, all things considered. Keeping the 3 guns that they've had because they lost the 2 engagements dito, just so that they can preserve the economy for the next round. That's just smart, but sad pa rin kasi they could have gotten this
Sayang.
round eh.
Yeah, definitely. So they really have to go for their decisiveness na lang, their guts, and definitely opt for the save, which is definitely the good thing to do.
Si Georgie
Pero-
naghahanap eh.
Ayun nga, naghanap sila, pero yun nga lang, nakulit! Nailapag yung blind dito, but good follow-up here from Kagami. There is still someone lurking here, so it is going to be really crucial for them, but he would still be able to get EJ as well, which is very, very promising once again.
One
But
enemy
2v3, Emma's been able to secure this guy out, and yes, they are still trying to scour kung sino man ang maaaring makita nila dito, but hanggang doon na lang yun.
You know, I just realized that we not only have 2 returning Predator League 2023 champions, like we not only have 1. Nakakala natin si ano lang, si ano to? Si Eman lang.
Enemy remaining.
Si EJ din eh. Kasi si EJ kasama din siya
Yeah,
as like the
nagkasama
duelist,
sila nun.
right?
Yeah.
So like you kind of have the experience here. You also have like the prestige of being called as a champion. So they have a championship form so far dito sa laban natin. Eman showing how pristine he can be with just the bulldog. Unfortunate for Aim PH. Good job on recognizing the threat. Georgie almost whiffing the shot, however, as precise as ever itong si Georgie. And he's not done. He's just fishing every single kill left and right. Good job at getting the 2K. Locking down again yung ating U-Hop position. Sinabugan sa mukha si Kagami because of that pain shell. And look at Ching. All good in the hood lamang para sa Valhalla. They're fishing for kills a lot. Working para dito sa Valhalla's T-side. Flawless victory. Walang bisa-bisa
No
lamang.
more doubts.
It's
We're
safe
ready.
to say na tumalon sila sa hukay.
Oo.
Kasi, I mean, they don't
What does
have
that
the
mean?
resources. Like, literally, they walked into their own grave. Kasi
Ah.
parang sila na yung nagbaon sa sarili nila. But,
Kasi sila yung nag-push.
fair enough. Yeah, sila yung nag-push. Like, fair enough. Wala rin naman kasi silang ganit. Maybe they just want to get this over with,
Right.
this specific round. But at the same time, this just means that they have a lot more things to go back upon. It's good that they opt for the timeout as well. Try and opt for a reset, plan on what to do next. But from the side of Valhalla here, is kita mo naman sila, like, they're just chill, they're laughing, they have their morale up, and they are just continuing the momentum that they currently have.
Yeah, yun yung sana ko sasabihin eh. Kasi every time that you look at like Ching's perspective, you see Mojer like very up close to the camera.
Happy kid.
Happy kid sila pareho. Talagang masaya yung moral nila. And that's a bad sign. Kapag kalaban mo sila dito, nagtatawanan lang sila. They're just having fun, enjoying, playing Valorant as friends in a tournament. That's what esports is all about, mga kaibigan. And with the timeout called para dito sa side ng Aim Uno, eh talagang kailangan nila ng reset. Hindi lang nila kailangan ng reset, kailangan nila ng miracle. So far, very early, just to say the least, mga kaibigan. Pero if you give 7 kills without killing off itong si Ching, eh talagang malalaman mo na mahihirapan kayo na ma-stop agad yung momentum. Ang truck-built na Valhalla sa pag-control agad ng T-side nila dito. Alternate lang sila. AB kapag start ng mga rounds natin. Aim Uno don't want to be passive anymore, but that just proves their undoing. Mojer lines up the double kill dito kay Naj at Maldito. Push on to B long, pressing the issue. Kagami holds off. Kaso, na-blind si EJ galing kay Eman, but it's all good. Kinatawanan lang nila yon. 4v1 at si Sato Baby na lang. Naku po.
Mojo definitely popped off din, no, that situation. But yun nga, they're just looking for the last mouse here from the hole. And they've been able to claw him out. 5-0. Valhalla still got the lead. And no movement from the side of Aim Uno so far.
MP Uno.
Aim Uno? Aim Uno P. But yeah, it is going to be really crucial then, no? Like, they have to think of the steps na possible para basagin yung kung anong meron si Valhalla right now, which is definitely going to be difficult because at the current time is they're just being stuck in a cycle, no? So, quite unfortunate. They've got a pretty solid comp, but it's still the timing and the positioning of their utilities that matters the most, because if not, they won't be able to get into the executions that they're wanting to do. Kasi nakikita mo na eh yung kung anong gusto nilang mangyari. Just that hindi nila yon nailalapag or nailalapag yung pathway ng maayos.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at it, they just want to eagle peek everything, which what has been the case for Aim Uno. That Valhalla have been asking for every single day of the week. Ching,
no.
another shot over to Sevi. And it will be another 1 versus 4. Parang episode 2 lang eh, no? Ng same
Huli na
drama na
naman.
pinapanood natin. Pero si Sato Baby, iba na yung hawak dito. Judge in hand will not punish Georgie for his very forward position. Triple kill from the duelist alone. 6-0. And if you look at this team comp in this perspective, right? Wala silang utility na pwedeng pang clear. They only have like the Skydog, you only have itong si Raze and yung kanyang boombot
they're
para
dependent on
makapag-push, right?
contact, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But if you give contact to them, then that is where they thrive. And nagpupush sila ng paulit-ulit on B-Long. That is the strength of what the Reyna can put to offer. Talagang laban lang kung laban.
Yeah, they're
Pero kung
abusing
bibigyan mo sila ng opportunity na lumaban, edi binibigyan mo sila ng pang retake, di ba?
Yeah, they're abusing the Peaker's advantage here. Definitely with how fast they've been able to present themselves na parang malabulaga.
Nagpipili
ano.
pa sila eh.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for AIM to actually catch up kung ano or saan sila pupunta, saan sila sulpot. Just like what is happening right now, EJ connecting the showstopper relentlessly here on the saddle, baby. Mukhang madadagdagan pa because ng katahong, mukhang medyo matatahong dito. Isebi lang naman yun at mukhang masusundan pa. Immediate read here for the setup. Imagine attempt, but still lamang pa rin si Valhalla. They've been able to put the spike down already. A lot of utilities still available for the side of AIM. Pero sasapat pa? Di natin sure. Di natin kumonekta. EJ nagiinit na! Kanina pa siya, nakatatlo na mukhang masusundan. Susubukan na pumatas ni Nudge, pero still si Mojer lang pala ang tatapos sa kanya. 7-0 everyone. Walang sagot ang AIM Uno.
Look at how smooth his movement was. He was all the way from that A-short box papunta sa likod ng truck just so he could surprise yung nag-iisang anchor over at U-Haul. AIM PH had no business trying to play the retake as 3 people lamang if they're not able to take care of that U-Haul problem. Plus, meron pa silang nagda-lock or nag-gatekeep from that triple position as a shower player. They had split push, they had great post plant, and they also have stronghold over at that U-Haul position. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, diba? So far, let's just say that Valhalla is definitely overpowering the members here for the side of AIM Uno.
Yeah.
Kasi despite of the fact that they're trying to set up different things, trying different things, but hindi talaga siya nag-work because it's just that Valhalla is much more cohesive in doing things in comparison to what they're trying to do.
It's a torturous position that they're set in. So all that they can do is just ego as much as they can. Natatay na agad tong si Mojer, punishing the forward position.
Ooh.
Sevi shooting EJ out of the sky. Sheriff in hand. The precision is on point, but MNFPS might actually give them a heartbreaker. Another out for Ching. And even though they had themselves a 5 versus 3 early on in the round, they were able to equalize. Sevi might give the forward position yet again. What is happening to AIM Uno? They got the 2 versus 5, and they would have had themselves full control over B, but they keep pushing left and right and center.
Ang layo uli ni Sato, baby. It's still the same thing all over again from the previous rounds na nakita natin. It's a 1v2 and yes, definitely you
30
can
seconds
go and
left.
opt for the B side, which is not being occupied right now. And it is going to be pretty difficult for Sato, baby, to try and maneuver this one. Lalong-lalo na if nasubukan niya na opt for a retake, it's very much difficult kasi hindi natin sure kung saan maglalagi itong dalawang to. Kung magkasama sila, would he be able to segregate them? Wala na siyang utilities.
And they just held.
10
Oh my God,
seconds left.
still a lot of struggles na maaaring suffered upon dito ni Sato, baby. And now it seems like
Spike planted.
Valhalla is just minding their own business.
They're actually going to try to go for the save or possibly fight for the clutch. I respect the decision. Sato Baby upon trying to fake the sound cue, wrap around agad dun sa B-Long, but it's actually around Hookah where wants to rush it at the fight, pero it's kind of a pseudo crossfire that Ching has set up for the team. MNFPS has to be the first point. As he tries to fall off from Hookah, but MNFPS will get the quad kill. An 8-0 mga kaibigan. Valhalla has, I would say, not overpowered. Kasi overpowered is a strong statement. They're showing a really strong performance. It's unfortunate kasi AIM Uno have been doing their best to get themselves yung winning position. But they're overcooking everything.
I feel like overpower in terms of numbers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Look at that KDA 10-1-5. Magtataong astig.
God, Ching is having a
Like,
field
hello?
day.
Parang ano Like, he's just minding his own business. He's just showing, ilabas mo kung sino ka.
Yeah.
Ipakita mo, di ba?
Yeah, I mean,
And ginagawa niya naman.
and the guy with his experience is just, thriving in this sort of environment. Talagang, he is in his own element. He's on one today. And if he can prove that, especially coming into this qualifying stage, then he's definitely a player to look out for. Georgie, already trying to aggress onto that A-short position. Hasn't spotted out on si Sato Baby. Trying to take the approach, pushes on, headshot through the box. Sato Baby gets knocked down. Georgie teleports back to safety, but that also gets coverage for Mojer. He can continue what Georgie has started dun sa U-Haul. And that also gives map control para dito sa Valhalla. Look at how fast and decisive they take the site for
I've got
themselves.
your
All
trail.
3 smokes just to give themselves cover. Just to lock away Uno from the site itself.
Nakikita natin ngayon, mukhang nilalabas na nila ang tunay nilang kulay for V5 ang ating sitwasyon. And mula pang nagiging action dito, ang aim. And it is going to be pretty difficult for them to upper retake here. Lalong-lalo na lahat ng anggulo okupado dito ng Valhalla. But they will try and attempt to do that. Magtatahong, he'll be able to get Naja out. Sinusundan pa ni Mojer dito. Nako, yung naalang, isa na lang na iwan. And yes, Kagami! He is gonna fall onto the hands of MNFPS, and so far it is a 9-0. Astounding.
See, this is what I've been looking for. Like, if you're playing like a double duelist comp, you just ego everything. You have util to preserve for yourself, yes, but what if you are the util? What if you're the one opening the window for the team, right? That's what Georgie has been performing every single time. Kapag ka tinatry niyang kunin yung UL control, it's because you have the ego A short side. It's because you have to consider like the angle that you're trying to preserve. It's because you're trying to take the first fight. You're looking for that first blood connection, and that momentum will just keep piling up. Georgie is thriving under this fast octane position, and yet again, he's pressing the issue over A short, and followed up by Mojer, who has his back once he wants to get the trading position. Georgie, supported by the cage set up, double peek out, and Maldito gets traded immediately. Georgie, patay na agad itong si Sato Baby. And 3 versus 5, unfortunate. Napaka-torturous ng position nila dito. Excruciating pain all throughout the map. Sevi is the only guy that can stop them, but he dies immediately. Kagami 1v3.
I love how wala tayong, alam mo yun, like distributed yung magiging points of contact natin dito in terms of the heat map. Every single one here for the side of Valhalla, they are showing us that they are self-sufficient.
Yes.
Even if that they opt for duels here, 1-on-1, 2-on-1, probable for them to actually go and opt for all the casualties na meron dito or possible casualties for the side of aim, and definitely nagagawa naman nila na maganda. Parang walang problema sa kanila na gawin yon, and it is quite unfortunate na aim ang pangalan ng team nila, but parang na-aim diff or na-outdo sila ng Valhalla.
Yeah, I mean, with the comp that they have, they really need to like out-aim everything na naman diba? That's the point of everything. Sato Baby dodges
Muntikan pa.
away from the boom bot.
Oh my.
And if they don't take note of this, then baka double spray down lamang Sato Baby. Might pump the juices up for Aim Uno. They needed that double kill para mapatay ang dalawang duelists. EJ and Georgie back on the bench on this round in particular. MNFPS trying to open the window for the side. They use that orbital strike over at Garden just so they can focus on towards that hookah position. Sevi lights up tong si MNFPS, and this is looking more and more like the Aim PH we have been waiting for. But for Sevi, it's all about that long-range position. Mojer trying to find the headshot angle. Smoke top agad ng hookah position. He needs to push on with just that spray down, but Sevi continues the onslaught for Valhalla. They rely on the last player. It is Ching. Finding time, trying to cut the pie, tries to isolate the fight. Second kill over to Maldito, but he loses the third one. Naj, good shot to them, and a good round that they needed to win so badly.
Alam mo, kaya medyo kinabahan ako doon kasi from the second kill na nagkaroon siya, akala ko may posibilidad pa na ma-1v5
Diba?
niya eh. Parang ngayon yung taliman or yung aura na ina-exert nito ni magkatawang astig. I know it's Ching, pinasabi ko rin IGN niya for the fun of it.
Yeah, kasi
but
ang haba eh.
alam mo, ang funny lang kasi ramdam mo yung kaba nung mga players na impinyo siya. Buti na lang talaga.
He has
na
that aura eh.
secure na siya kaagad.
He has that
Diba?
aura, you know?
Like,
But
yeah,
they're lucky na hindi
ramdam mo
ito lang eh.
kaagad.
Yeah, right?
Parang yun yung tipo ng aura na ayaw mong tapatan pero wala kang choice kaya you'll just do whatever effort that you can exert para naman na kahit paano is mapatumba mo siya. But no, mukhang nagsimula na ang kanilang activity for side of Valhalla. Sevi will be able to get him down here. Georgie, which is a really good edge on there. And pero nako, si MNFPS bumabawi na naman. Dalawa na ang kanya nakuha dito. Definitely, it is going to be the new ult that being exerted as well with the redraw already currently active here. They are about to put the spike down just in a bit, pero sinesecure talaga nila kada sulok na meron dito sa A site natin because they really want advantage dito. They want to make it safe as much as possible, as well as the Seekers connecting into our players here. They already know where the rest of the members here from the side of Aim Uno is, and they're currently gunning them down! Just like that!
Yeah, from the front line in towards the flank as well. Just because of the amount of util thrown at them. Smoke Sun from the Viper, from the Brimstone, may dalawa pang molly at may painshell pang binato. Agad na agad silang hindi nakapasok sa site. Dahil sa lahat ng binato at sa lahat ng nag-push sa kanila, left, right, and center. Great job for Valhalla providing that domination that we've been looking out for. As much as AIM-PH has been doing so much to deal with this, talagang nahihirapan sila on the defense. What if the strong point was their offense all along? They start on the T side ngayon sa second half natin, mga kaibigan. We're looking out for the performance from Sato Baby. He was the crucial ones for AIM-PH back in their first qualifier. Naj has not been performing at the level that we're used to. And if they can pick it up, then maybe it will be a different story. Georgie pushes on. Nakagkasta agad from the breach, but he does not get noted. Napatay si Naj, but he doesn't go back to safety. Kagami, perfect shot over to the smoke. Napatay na agad si Georgie. 4 versus 4. They try to shatter them, dismantle them, right click. Sato Baby clutches onto M and FPS. But EJ was right behind him all along. While Mojer's on the front line. Sevi with the right click. 2 versus 1. It's all left up to the guy that has been known to clutch. He tries his best, but EJ will shut him down yet again.
These are the type of scenarios that we can definitely say that AIM has been caught off guard. We didn't really expect that there will be 3 people coming here, coming from lane, and everyone is just gonna get them down just like that, like immediately, no? Parang nagre-register pa lang sa kanila, nangyayari na. They haven't been able to get enough time to go and up for a download and plan on what to do next. They're just being surprised here by Valhalla from that pistol round, and it is going to be immediately all or some of them will be getting 3 Vandals already. The rest opting for Bulldogs. Gusto na nila talagang tapusin to for the side of Valhalla. May pa-line up pa si kuya mo dito, but it is not gonna connect momentarily. They're gonna take their time, think methodically what they can do in order to opt for the immediate end for this match.
Oh, inevitable. Georgie is the inevitability for Valhalla. Mojer again, the spray on the crossfire. Georgie
Down A.
heating up as he means to go on a 1 versus 5, mga kaibigan. It's all left up to Kagami, but at this point in time, you just have to consider Valhalla towards the final stage of the qualifying round yet again. Aim Uno have done what they needed to, but Valhalla have cooked. And they cooked so hard that even Gordon Ramsay liked what they're cooking.
Walang ano dito. Walang
Wala.
stupid sandwich dito.
Wala.
I mean, you can see na
Parang Michelin star lang.
they slaughtered them.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, there's no way of mincing eh, you know?
Pinagtag lahat.
Oo nga eh. Ito, bigyan natin ng credit. Consistent sila. You know, consistent sila. They've been with us since day 1 ng qualifiers pa lang. And they're resilient. They're trying their best to like prove that they're one of the top dogs. And they got a long way to go, unfortunately.
Parang literal na nagpapabugbog sila, no? In order to get all the necessary resources for them to
Experience.
improve. All the experience,
Yeah.
all of the drawbacks na receive nila from every single match that they've been able to participate on in hopes of using that to finally get their groove on. It's just that talagang natapat lang sila kay Valhalla, which is undeniably, nakita naman natin how they've been able to prosper all throughout the match, an astounding 13-1. And yes, definitely it is going to be deserving here for Valhalla to win that one. It's just that Aim Uno, dahil pa nilang pagdadaanan, to be honest, no?
Yeah. And if they
But
still
I
want
really
to like run
admire
for it.
their resilience and their perseverance.
Yeah, if they
Sobra.
actually run it back like tomorrow, kung magko-qualify pa sila, then
Hindi na ako magtataka.
Hindi na ako magtataka, di ba? And it's like not wrong to do so. Talagang if you want to go after the prize, then you can get as many options as you possibly can. So, we'll be waiting kung pupunta nga ang Aim Uno. But congratulations nga naman dito for the side of Valhalla. They have proven that aggression has always been the key. Let's talk a little bit about the players that we have dito, right? Valhalla versus Salt Lake City. Tale of the tape tayo ng mabilisan, di ba? We have Georgie on one side. But on the other, we also have the duelist as well. Yung Jet na naalala natin, si Lloyd Dream. And he has been a consistent performer, right? Among these two, who will make the difference para sa team nila the most?
The most, well, that's going to be really crucial kasi it all comes down to how they will address each other. So, I feel like Georgie in terms of experience, but in terms of how they've been able to pop off consistently from the matches that we have, it is going to be Lloyd Dream.
Oh, okay. Well, consistency versus
They have their own points.
the highest of ceilings that we've had dito sa Predator League, mga kaibigan. At makikita natin kung tama nga ba ang ating magiging prediction if they will run away with the victory. But until then, it will be a mystery. Bago tayo umalis, we'd like to thank our official sponsors for Predator League 2024, Predator Gaming, Intel at Planet 9. Huwag kayong aalis dahil pagbalik, it will be the match between Valhalla versus Salt Lake City.
Wonderful.
Weak.
Last player standing.
Too late.
One enemy remaining. Done. One enemy remaining.
See ya.
Last player standing.
Flash out.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. One enemy remaining. Spike down. Flawless.
Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9-HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9-13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time.
We've been in the kitchen and we have been cooking. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final stage of Day 7 sa qualifying stage natin. Nakapala si Ramon, kasama ko si Mochi, and we have been casting Predator League Philippine Qualifiers all throughout the 7 weeks that we've been going through this left and right, mga kaibigan. Talagang it has been an all-out war para sa lahat ng nasa semifinals bracket natin. Katulad ng mga nasa previous mga qualifiers natin, but now is when they test their limits dito sa ating qualifying stage. It is Valhalla versus Salt Lake City. And we have set expectations for these two teams. We have been talking about this before the break, diba? Who gets the first point in contact? Who gets the most amount of impact when it comes to like being the duelist?
Who's gonna be more aggressive and accurate in terms of securing the kills onto each other's side? It is going to be something that we are gonna find out just in a bit. Lalong-lalo na nakita naman natin, contrast natin yung dalawang teams na we have our stars here. Definitely Lloyd Dream has been able to get such a really powerful start din sa match natin kanina, amounting to like 20 kills and a single-digit death. I'm not quite sure the specifics. I might be blabbering too much, but at the same time, it is going to be really, you know, it's already a giveaway na, ay, si Lloyd Dream nag-pop off. Maganda yung magiging performance ito this one, eh, diba? Ang lakas niya naman, diba?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, also saw Georgie na every single person on their team is just securing every single person na, you know what, it's definitely, like literal na, they're going for the massacre. They're on a slaughter nung kinalaban nila yung Aim Uno. And I can say that it is pretty similar to how Salt Lake City has been able to address their opponent kanina, but in a much more chiller note, if that makes sense.
Which much more structure, kumbaga,
Yeah.
right? And a lot more cohesion as a unit, right?
Not solely chaotic like what Valhalla did.
Yeah, Valhalla has a lot more going around for them. Like if you watch a Valhalla game, a lot is going around the place, right? The kitchen sink has been thrown at you, and you need that kind of like
Sakit nun.
order. Kumbaga, kaya nga,
Pag
sakit nun.
natamaan ka nun.
Yung lahat ng plato, yung tenedor, at yung sinigang, no, for
kawali.
some reason.
Diba?
Yung sinigang binato sa'yo eh, no? Yung
Sayang.
asim, sayang at ang asim ng mahahantungan natin dito, mga
Hindi
kaibigan.
binabato yung asim, sila mismo yung maasim.
Tama.
Kasi ganun sila ka-aggressive and ganun sila ka-confident sa kung anong meron sila.
Yeah,
Diba?
and that's right. And if we are able to get ourselves that winning position, then Valhalla will stay true to what they're worthy of. We're heading on into Asia Select, mga kaibigan. Salt Lake City, the biggest challenge at hand. Toppling Georgie, a top 3 duelist. Toppling EJ, a franchise duelist. Hayaan nating malaman kung nasaan ang calls nitong si Ching.
Ano
na
kaya
gaya
mapa?
that has a structured voice sa VCT history, right? Even if he's like retired, he's a stand-in ngayon para sa team ng Valhalla, and he's been working wonders. Nakita mo agad yung kung kano sila ka-decisive sa lahat ng mga decision-making nila. Talagang sinasamahan ni Mojer itong si Georgie if he wants to take the lurk out to A short, and it's always benefited yung kanilang split push entirely. So if you provide a structure to the team, then you're unlocking yung dalawang napaka-importante ng players.
Parang napakahirap i-tip off the balance ito ni Valhalla, to be honest. Lalong-lalo na how they were able to operate na salo nila yung isa't isa. Basically, no? Salo nila yung isa't isa, and sometimes they even outdo what they're doing. Like what you've said, they overcooked their opponents kanina. So, at the current time, I am quite curious how Salt Lake City will be handling the chaos that Valhalla brings. Lalong-lalo na nasanay sila in much more slower plays, much more slower executes. Based from the match nakita natin kanina, we're not quite sure in terms of their history, diba?
Yeah.
But if ever that they can withstand the pressure na ina-exert ng Valhalla, it is going to be a really fiery fight na nag-aabang sa atin.
Alright, well, talked about the players all throughout dito, and we haven't talked about much dun sa map na pwede nating makita dito,
Yun nga
diba?
eh.
Ang dami natin nakitang
What map?
Haven for qualifiers. It almost has been like a tip-top form kapag ka nasa attacking side ka, diba? A really high win percentage. So far, dito sa qualifying stage pa lang natin, I want to see Lotus again. Because I think like the last time that we saw Lotus was also like the first qualifier, and not a lot of teams like to pull it out a lot of times dito. I remember like AIM-PH having like the one of the first Lotus games that actually got them the win kasi they were the guys who clutched up on the most important round before the overtime happened. Yun yung parang hinahanap ko again for Valhalla if they want to take the first point dito kasi it is one of those maps where you kind of want to know where you want to aggress on even if you are on the CT side, right? You want to have rubble control, you want to have mount control at the same time as well.
Pretty
You
straightforward
leave B
sa
side
Lotus
as like,
eh.
parang
Yeah.
even lang din. Kung gusto mo mag-aggress sa isang side ng mapa, then you just leave at least one sacrifice para makapag-retake ka as 5.
Parang same vibe sa si Bind Haven tsaka si Lotus eh, di ba?
Oo.
Like, all throughout, you were pretty sure what you can do. It's just that is in a matter of how you would react dun sa nagiging circumstances nyo or mga scenarios nyo or situations, di ba? But at the same time, hindi na rin ako magtateka kung ang magiging mapa natin uli ay Haven or Pearl.
What if it's split?
Yun nga, actually, it's going to be quite questionable, but we're about to see because we're gonna head here dito sa ating drafts. So, ano kaya?
Ano kaya to?
Nahula
Split,
ako.
no? Ascent?
Ascent!
Alright,
Never
alright.
mind!
I mean, it has the color of Vine, kind
Uh-huh.
of. Like the illumination
Pinilit,
of
no?
Vine. Kaya nga eh. You have the structure of mid
Yeah.
na, lagi natin nakikita. And Georgie's back on, the arena. So, that's something that we'd expect from him. Tip-top shape for all of the players here sa server natin. Kind of interesting though, that they're not opting to go for the breach anymore. They want to switch over to the KO, which I really like against Georgie. Kasi if you put it at the right time na kung kailan ka magda-knife, then Georgie cannot feast nor famine. Talagang kapag nakapag-push tong si Georgie, killing off that one person with the first blood, kapag na-disable siya ng mga knives ni KO, then he cannot pop up as fast as he would like if he doesn't hit the shot on the second. Hindi siya makakapag-reset gamit ng kanyang Devourer. Hindi siya makakapag-dismiss away from the fight. He can't at all dodge away from any double peek na mangyayari dito. But that is if Salt Lake City have it in the bag if they get the double peek happening.
In a third-person perspective, what I really like here is sa draft pa lang, makikita mo na kaagad ano yung personality nila, what's their playstyle it's like.
Yeah, parang
For
kanina.
the side of Salt Lake City, it is much more structured like what we have been inferring kanina pa. We have the usual lineup of having a flexible controller, we have the Omen, we have the usual controllers. It is going to be the KO and the Sova and an Ascent map. And of course, syempre, yung kanilang Sentinel na, is just the standard Jet and the Killjoy, they're duelists. But at the same time, medyo explosive ata ang balak ni Valhalla here. We have a couple of duelists, and we already saw how Georgie has been able to perform on the Reyna pick, and as well as kung ano kaya ang mga nilang offer here, lalong-lalo na would it be an aggressive defender? Diba? Kasi yun yung kanina pa nila ini-insist from their previous match. So what if yun ang gawin din nila dito? An Ascend, blank canvas, the land of Ascent, sino ang mag-a-ascend sa kanila?
Na-knife na nga agad tong si Georgie, Just disabled from the KO. Again, one of the points is to lock down itong si Georgie before he can pop off entirely dito. That's the game plan for Salt Lake City. And now that they found him, they want to have nothing to do with him. Kaya babalik sila doon sa may mid-side. Even think about wrestling control around that market position. Valhalla will respect this. Just holding the same angle over that A-short position. Kanina nandun lang sa may B tong si Jet. And now he's supporting one of the more important players on Valhalla, holding down agad yung short position. At na-note na din agad tong si EJ, so it's a matter of if they're going to press the issue. They are. Josh F. already utilizing agad ang paranoia. MNFPS, 1-for-1 trade-off. Yuki will get themselves that advantage. At least they will open up a layer of defense. Nakapasok na agad ang Jet doon sa loob ng B-site. Josh S. still trying to hunt for kills. But Georgie will finally devour itong si Lloyd Dream. And they will have a lot of difficulty locking
30
down yung
seconds
CT just because they don't know about that backside control.
Pakalma rin muna dito si EJ kasi medyo dumatak
Oh!
na yung mga bala. Pero nako, hello and goodbye kay Yuki because si Georgie lang naman ang gagawa nun sa kanya. 2v4 and it is still a struggle here for the side of Salt Lake City na
10
yun nga,
seconds
parang
left.
medyo maalat ang kanilang simula ngayon. Dalawa na lang naiwan sa kanila. They haven't been able to put the spike down yet. Si Georgie kanina pa na rumoronda dito and he's been able to cut down every single one. Choosy will try to secure him out, but not entirely enough to prolong the round any further. And ngayon, maganda ang simula ni Valhalla dito. And ano ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina.
Nakalimutan ko na eh.
It's going to be pretty over
Yeah.
once na nasimulan to na maganda ni Georgie.
Yeah,
and
once
it seems like that's
once he
just
gets
what
his first
transpired.
kills, you know, once he gets
Yeah.
his first kills, he keeps the ball rolling, and it will be hard to stop that train wreck that is Georgie. He was down 10 HP, but he decides to make a window for himself. Healed back up because he was able to get the 1v1 duel. And if you give an inch to this man, then he will take it and run it to a mile. 3 kills in the round alone from Georgie himself. And he has given himself an image, an illusion na nasa A-short lang siya at hindi siya magro-rotate over to B. But just as he was noted doon pa lang sa A-short, tumakbo siya agad all the way, wrap around from CT para makapag-respond siya agad doon sa may CT spawn from the B site itself. That is the awareness that this duelist has to offer. But you could also credit itong si Ching, just giving him that info agad.
Definitely. Like, alam mo na parang oras na may makita sila, talagang i-relay nila kaagad sa mga kasama nila, you know. That is definitely remarkable. But from what we're seeing here, nako, mamuntikan pa nga mapatay dito sa Jim, pero immediate na salo dito by Yippee or Nimoger. But we already have a couple of casualties here for the side of SLC, and mukhang nadadagdagan pa
remaining.
with just some Marshall
down mid.
even. Georgie, hindi pa siya nagpatumpik-tumpik pa because nagano na lang siya ng bundle dito, and they just ram it down to the rest of the members here for the side of Salt Lake City. And yes, we are feeling that they are pumped right now. And mukhang magdadala-diretso to if Salt Lake City won't be able to put Georgie down.
Yeah, they just have to force this guy to use the brakes right here. But no, he's just trying to take the fights head on. He's just egoing
Nangibag pa
everything.
siya.
Talaga namang dinedisplay niya that he is here to stay and play.
Assert dominance.
Laban lang kung
Literal,
laban,
diba?
pasok lang kung pasok. Georgie is the type of guy that will force a mistake out of the opponents, but Josh S will capitalize on EJ before he dashes away to safety. The open window towards mid-bottom has been opened. But as they kill off the Jet, that is when Valhalla will respond towards mid-bottom. Ang dami na agad na players over at that pizza position. Kaya ginamit nila to as a point of info, that small sense of security na pwede silang mag-hold over that mid, but they open up the A side just because of that over-rotation. Uger has been catching agad yung teammates na doon sa may heaven. Emma na PS will at least get the 4 versus 4 for the retake.
Oh, ginanon, ginanyan, ginanto. Sunod-sunod yung mga namamatay dito for the side of Salt Lake City, and just like that, it is going to be the end of this round. And we have seen it is supposed to be the bye round here for the side of Salt Lake City, but Valhalla might still get the edge on this one. So, everyone has been able to get their own rifles na. Nakalibre pa sila, di ba?
Yeah.
And this is going to be really bad for the side of Salt Lake City kasi from what we have seen here kanina, may edge na sila eh. Napatumba na nila si EJ. But still, they managed to turn the tables, and definitely yun ang nangyayari ngayon. 3-0, I'm not quite sure if Valhalla will try and repeat kung ano yung in-inflict nila kay Aim Uno kanina, but hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully not, because on the asset map, the tempo and the pace can be different compared to where it is on Bind, right? You can
Yeah.
still hold W, but you always have mid as like that sort of like insurance policy for you. But it will be that A main push again for Lloyd Dream. Opens up the window for the side take itself. Salt Lake City, they trying to press the issue, but that also forces the 5 versus 5 retake again for Valhalla. Their strength has always been around numbers. And if you keep themselves back into the 5 versus 5, then almost every single time, Valhalla will get themselves the win. Lloyd Dream still holding agad yung close angle on the heaven position. Georgie leading the charge agad with the Sova, almost finding out na nandun si Lloyd Dream, pero narinig niya yung Reyna, kaya bumalik na siya agad sa side. Z gets the first shot, Lloyd Dream follows, combines again with the Killjoy. Georgie, M, and FPS almost getting themselves 3, but Lloyd Dream will get the stable victory para sa members on Salt Lake City. And although we talked about them finding the breaks dito kay Georgie, it needed a stinger from Lloyd Dream all the way in point-blank range.
You know what? That is a heavy lose for Valhalla because if you guys didn't notice, si EJ may hawak na operator nun eh. Sayang. And now it is going to be, meron pa naman silang pera para makabili. Yun nga lang is medyo magkakaroon ng kakulangan in terms of the shields. They'll be resorting to half shields at the current time. And let's see kung magsusunod ito or may masusundan pa to ng Salt Lake City, lalong-lalo na they've been able to opt and pull off a 50 round, which is definitely really remarkable by them. Kasi parang fully aware sila kung ano yung pwede nilang gawin na, you know what, alam natin yung advantage of Valhalla, alam natin na ganun sila katalim, but at the same time, I feel like we can do this.
Yeah.
And they did.
And this first round victory is crucial for them, huge, colossal. Because if they can get this first win, then in their minds, they can think that they can do it again and again and again if they can try.
What if lang naman?
What if? That is only if they give themselves that opportunity, right? So slow walk up, again back into the T-spawn position. Just interesting that they still hold their nerve and not overlook anything. Push the tempo back again towards SLC. Salt Lake City making the decision for themselves na kunin yung main position. Wag na natin intindihin yung mid. Mamaya na lang yan kasi doon na lang tayo sa extremity push na hindi pa natin natatry ngayon na nasa B main tayo. Na spot na agad, alam na nandoon ang at least dalawang rifles out for Salt Lake City. Now that they pull the trigger, that is when the Anchors will try to do their best to hold. Lloyd Dream pushes and kills off EJ through the smoke. Georgie expects him just from the radar, giving him enough cover. MNFBS before he dies, he takes Juicy with him. Georgie again on a roll, but he gets flashed, gets himself a 3K before he falls off. What is that? From the duelist, off from the 1v2.
10 seconds left.
Z gets blinded off the face of the earth. He needs 6 seconds, but everybody is surrounding him. Valhalla have not given Salt Lake City an inch.
Alarm bot
I really love the positioning here from Valhalla. Like, every single one has been able to, you know, aware sila kung anong gagawin nila, even if that it is full pressure encounters. And definitely sayang for the end dito ng ating KJ na si Z, because nasa kanya na sana eh, mga kapag-plant na siya. It's just that the time is not enough.
It's like a combination of trust na you can hold yung backside on your own, but confidence as well that you can retake it even though namatay yung is mga anchors nyo on the side.
Yeah, parang walang problema sa kanila in doing so because they're confident na, you know what, meron naman maiiwan, so definitely, you know, do our thing.
Yeah.
But nako, si Magtatahong nandito sa kabilang banda, kung hindi nila ito i-check at ngayon nga, meron ng mga nalalagas dito. It is going to be Valhalla falling short in terms of one more member. In contrast, it's kay SLC with the blaze already activated. That is on CHP. And yun na nga, it is going to be the Hunter's Beauty being activated, not necessarily connecting onto anyone, but they are in position into getting these frags. CHP, he's been able to secure Lloyd Dream despite of the audacity here for EJ. Getting the 3K already here in this one, and Choosy, sinusubukan niya na pumalag dito just from mid, but still, M1 will be able to finish him off. That is such a really astounding play here for the side of Valhalla, and you have been able to see paano nga ba sila mag-operate, no?
Oh man.
In contrast sa isang napaka-structured na team, you know what? It seems like Chaos wins.
Chaos definitely wins. Order was not in place para sa post-plant positions. Lloyd Dream opened the window, but EJ has opened all the possibilities by the stretch of the imagination agad para sa retake nila, diba? He had the operator, but he retreated back onto tree because he had the blade storm to work with, nobody to disable him and nothing to stop him off the racks. A-Shore wide open, able to get the split off yet again. Valhalla doing their damnness para bawian agad ang pagkamatay ni Georgie dito, and it was successful. The retake was their best suit yet again, and this time they need to stave off the defense. Georgie tries to fall back again, papunta dun sa A-Short. Binigay na nila ulit yung site because they have trust in the retake scenario, but at this point wala silang operator, so they need to make this count at all.
Would they be able to make this count? Lockdown's already been activated and put down here by the side of SLC, and definitely pushing back our members here by the side of Valhalla. Mukhang yun na nga ang spike natin na plant na, and it is ticking. Best case scenario that they are delaying our members here by the side of Valhalla, pero si Lloyd Dream nasa kabilang banda. Yun nga ba, i-anticipate nila? Mukhang hindi. Yun nga lang din, hindi niya makakonekta yung mga shots niya. Isa lang kanya mapipitas dito, not entirely enough, kasi FPS na lang ang natira. And yes, it is going to be a second round win here for the side of SLC. Good for them.
Hindi siya na-catch, pero as he was trying to hold again yung ating heaven position and he died, bumalik sila agad din sa window just so that they could get themselves the flank. A move that was
Yeah.
never expected on the side of SLC because they were focused on taking heaven control but not watching their backs doon sa pag-flank nila agad. Well played for SLC to bounce back, trying to punish agad yung Valhalla sa full committal nila on the retake itself. They took space and they paid the price for it. SLC need to bounce back for more rounds needed. Valhalla still have the lead this time around, back onto the passive positions, but as I say that, A-main again being dominated by the two demons that only had the stingers and had Georgie already has the forward angle. And if they don't do anything about him, then this could be troublesome.
This is going to be perfect for them. They just really need to destroy their economy further. But from what they're doing here, they're trying to go for the contrary. Choosy, nako, hindi na siya na mamili ng mga casualty dito dahil balawa lang naman napatumba niya. And we are seeing that they are determined to push further onto A site. And bang yun na nga ang kanilang ball, but magtatahong mauudlot ata ang kanilang balak dahil meron na siyang mapipitas dito.
Look at the confidence. Trying to hold the wide angle too while he was running and gunning, spraying down agad yung tao doon sa may A-main. Already warning ang Salt Lake City to take the fight head on, but no, they conceded, take B-main, try to progress onto Mojer, the solo anchor on the site holding the lane position, so all eyes on him ngayon for Valhalla. They're trying to find out where he is, but he does try to peek on, gets the kill onto Z, but Lloyd Dream, good for the shot. Not enough to get the site yet, as MNFPS hasn't noted yung B-main position, and he has slipped through, he gets overlooked, he gets a double! Josh S finally reveals his position, but gets
1v1.
caught off guard. It's a 1v1 against Omens, as he hides inside of backside. But Ching uses the smoke as cover. Ginamit na agad, but Josh S lays the shot. He had 8 HP and a dream, mga kaibigan. But Salt Lake City has shown that they can fight off Valhalla.
Wow, that is really a good play here for the side of Salt Lake City. Kung kanina lang, you can see kung paano sila nag-evolve in terms of their decisions, no? Like how fast they try to adapt into what Valhalla is trying to pull off is just really awesome to see. Kasi we can see how fast, paano sila ka-flexible, kung paano sila kadali na mag-address ng mga ganitong mga sitwasyon. And yun na nga ang kanilang pinapamalas dito. Pinapatunayan nila na kaya nilang tapatan ng Valhalla. Anong kada isang team may representative kayo? Wala kami pakialam. Sisi lang naman na tumatrabaho dito ngayon. Si Georgie mapipitas na. What a good way to start off this round.
Yeah, just taking off one of the primary duelists para sa team ng Valhalla. This is how you start the fire. This is how you take the spark, throw it at the face of victory para sa Salt Lake City. Kaya kailangan maging careful ang Valhalla if they want to take the first foot forward. Pero buti na lang at disciplined ang Salt Lake City. After they take the kill, they don't want to press the issue over mid-bottom. They want to be the ones to force the mistake. Juicy gets the long-range tap as Jing is struggling to take the fight head on. Josh S, despite getting blinded, he just trusts in his spray. He just trusts in his teammates. They get themselves the win. Papunta dito sa Salt Lake City. A flawless victory as they adapt to what Valhalla has been throwing at them for 2 straight rounds now.
It's so good na, you know what, let's go and destroy their economy para mabasag ng pulley yung momentum nila. Which is definitely na yun ang kanila ginawa kasi umpisa pa lang nakikita na natin nagpa-pop off or nagiinit na si Georgie kasama ng mga katropa niya. But at the same time, you know what, ganito na lang gawin natin. Since they are pretty keen and going for the aggressive, why not let's take this chill or let's take this methodically and try to just act kung ano ang kanilang sinusubukan i-exert dito. And the rest of our members here for the side of Valhalla, kanina pa sila nag-i-invest sa operator ni EJ, but wala pa tayong nakikitang return of investment so far.
Yeah, no ROI. The last time that he used the operator, he only relied on his Blaze Storm to get the impact that he needed dito. But that operator needs to sting, and fortunately for them, it has already dealt the damage that they needed dun sa may B main position. No lurkers, so all that they need to hope for is to find that first initial info, and that is where they're gonna push. Each side being wide open, another layer of coverage para sa Valhalla. Salt Lake City are seduced into a trap. It is a 5 versus 3 where Salt Lake City can take the spike, but are they really safe and secured? Pagka-plant nila ng spike, 4 versus 2, pasok agad dun sa may short. Babalik si Lloyd Dream pagkatapos blind agad nitong si Ching as Georgie tries to navigate around that heaven position. Knocked down by Yuki, trying to hold the close angle. MNFPS the wall bang as Lloyd Dream tries to kill the guy from the sky, but MNFPS will take them off with a double kill. 6-4 Valhalla. It was rocky from the start, and they tried to maintain their order. But as long as they had their numbers still, then it has definitely been their strong point, definitely.
Akala ko magkakaroon na ng anime battle dun eh.
Oo nga.
Na merong lumipad. Ayun nga lang, kung gaano kabilis pumasok si Salt Lake City, ganun din sila kabilis nag-exit. Pinalayo sila ng Valhalla eh, no? Like, they are well aware na, you know what, parang ito na yung time na mag-iinit ng si Salt Lake City. We have to take advantage of that. EJ finally has been able to get some pickups here from the operator na meron siya, at parang gusto siyang tapatan ni Lloyd Dream. Kumuha din siya dito. We have series of ultimate available for the side of SLC as well, and let's see if they will be able to use that in this round.
They're not even wrestling the idea of taking that mid-bottom position. That's how they're respecting the possible operator set up from the attack. Lloyd Dream, definitely an interesting choice to get the operator dito. If they needed someone to entry, then possibly the KO for their side, since may ultimate na naman siya. They can get reset back up. But everybody else on Valhalla are taking this as calm as they can considerably proceed with. Talagang hold pa rin on the positions that they started with. EJ again back on holding B main with that operator. While they're also trying to control that mid-side position. They're not even using the smoke kasi that's info given agad doon sa Valhalla. They're trying to press the issue using contact play lamang, but they're pressing towards EJ's operator. They need to be careful about this. Call for the drone from the Sova, just so that they can whiff out tong si EJ. They slowly walk into it, and they even take the most important member, but Z will neutralize that only point of opposition. MNFPS back on CT, noted by everybody doon sa may lane position, but nandito na din si Ching, and he is at the right place at the right time, holding the backside of things. Headshot onto Z, the only Guardian, trying to make some space happen para dito sa defense, and it's all left up to Ching. The 1v1 against Lloyd Dream. He took the spike, he tries to run, but he has 12 seconds to decide where he wants to plant the spike.
One-man army itong si Ching, and pinapamalas na yon. Immediate clutcher from him. Walang choice si SLC kung kundi mag-opt ng do or die. And yun nga lang, they died. Because what we have seen here, parang fully in control dito si Ching. You know what? Sige guys, iwan nyo ko dito sa boat set. Kayang-kaya ko itong tapatan. Na-segregate niya na maganda to. Isa-isa lang kasi yung pasok dito ng SLC. And he's been able to receive all of the information coming dito sa kanyang mga kasama. And definitely been able to end their life right here, right on. Naging graveyard yung B-site natin. Saktong-sakto. Puro, ano na eh. Puro lupa na dun eh. Sakto lang.
Puro corpses lang over B main. They weren't able to push back on towards that CD position, but at this point in time, they just want to give it up for free. The attempt at taking the B side, or the mid side actually, for the Valhalla squad, they made their presence known this time around. The 3 players running him down at the spot na agad ng drone. So the question if they want to like commit to this has been a really big problem for them. Choosy trying to hold his ground and trying to hold the space. Kaso napatay niya si EJ. That might be more than enough as MNFPS makes the difference yet again. It's all left up again towards Mojer. Makes it a 1v1 as he also fights off yung defender kill their lockdown. And nilabas agad ni Mojer, but 25 Yuki. Welcome to Predator League. Headshot onto Mojer to lock that 7-5 down. This has been beautiful from Salt Lake City, and every single point of their attack, they have been proving to be adaptive sa lahat ng ginagawa ng Valhalla.
Not only adaptive, I am loving the buoyancy ng Salt Lake City. The more pressure or the more power na ine-exert sa kanila ng Valhalla, the more they've been able to adapt and overcome every single one. It is going to be the closest na match na meron tayo so far. And it is worth highlighting that Salt Lake City, they are making themselves known. They are introducing themselves at the current time. Guys, katapat nila dito, ang lalakas, ang tatagal na sa scene. And we are seeing returning players here from the side of SLC, and it is worth noting that this is going to be their debut once again.
Yeah, I mean, if they go on to the scene like this, if they come back with a story like this, then, you know,
Angas.
angas.
Diba?
Sadya. Oo, makwento mo yun sa mga kaibigan mo na baka bumalik pa agad tong si Josh S into Predator League. Then this is a story worth watching, mga kaibigan. And it starts if they are able to topple Valhalla. They go back to the default position. They try to re-aggress onto the mid-site itself. The good thing for them is walang magiging resistance over that mid-bottom position since they were double stacking over at that lane position just to have a stable defense on B. But in place of that, they won't have anybody have the proactive position over at short. They give up the space entirely, blinded off the map. Paranoia is exchanged by both of the Omens. They try to aggress a DJ. Will try to get caught off. Georgie and Ching will combine to get the 2-for-1. Josh S headshot through the smoke. He is an Omen, but one Sheriff. I have no idea how he picked that up.
But still,
Kasi may jet sila.
yeah, the round is still ongoing here. Members here by the side of Solcito, lang iwan sa kanila. They're trying, gonna attempt and offer a retake here. We cannot disregard the fact that dalawang duelist dito ng Valhalla, which makes it more an explosive play. A lot of close angles here. He's gonna go for a shot, but not entirely connecting. Si Eman FPS, hindi ko maintindihan paano siya nabuhay ng ganong katagal. Kanina niya pakaharap yung mga miyembro dito by the side of SLC, but luckily, he's not alone on that one. Someone's just scouring towards dito sa generator. Nagcha-cha-cha sila doon, sinasayawan nila. Yun nga lang, nadapa yung mga members dito by the side of SLC, and yes, that is a really good round for them to start with. And at the same time, guys, they've got the guns already. So, what more? They're already on their attackers. This is their advantageous side, diba?
Ano may nakakatawa doon? Yung si EJ yung nasa likod niya. Pero si EJ yung namatay.
Si EJ yung namatay, diba? Like, sabi ko, paano nabubuhay to? Kanina pa.
Kanina pa siyang lumalaban
Kaharap
dun
nila.
sa short. Kanina pa siyang na-spot ng mga kalaban niya. Pero hindi siya mapatay.
Yeah, there's even series of frenzy shots na dumampi sa ulo niya, di ba?
Exactly, right?
But buhay pa rin siya.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
He has been the rock of the team and he has shown that stability
So,
just
batang
works
build.
out. Talaga, imagine nakatank build siya. May warmog sa ibang laro pala yun.
Iba yun. Ibang bang-bang yun.
Tama,
Lods.
tama. And back
But-
onto the Vandal shot. May rifle agad tong si Georgie. You give
Yes,
him
sir.
another rifle, then he's just gonna do amazing things with that.
And amazing naman talaga
Parang
ginawa
siyang
so far.
artist no?
Yeah. Talaga sabi ko, Ascent is a blank canvas. It's such a classic map. Already up to then how they'll be able to make it an art or something destructive. Pero now they've been able to put the spike down dito sa A-site natin. Anong ginawa dito si SLC kundi mag-withdraw, and it is about time for them to offer a retake once again with the current resources na meron sila. It's going to be pretty difficult, but it will be really beneficial kung meron silang mga sisecure na mga frags dito.
Yeah. That is if, that situation arises. Josh, that's all. Bit of damage. Again, the classic shots will connect on to Ching. Gets himself the upgrade to a Bulldog, and that might be the most important gun that they've had dito sa roster natin. EJ and the Killjoy already hold up in Sahel. But all that they can hope for is that the spike will swallow both of them.
One
Even if
enemy
matalo
remaining.
sila sa round na ito. 3
3
kills, in fact, para sa Valhalla.
Not ready
And
yet.
not enough time para sumabog na agad yung spike sa mga mukha ng tatlong players on Valhalla. At least they keep 2 guns for themselves.
Yep.
It's not the best scenario for their financial troubles, but, still keep the Vandal. You give it to somebody like Georgie, like EJ, to make the space for the team. And it's kind of like the same formula they've been running with ever since they started with Bind. You just ego everything, you just try to take the fights. The open space has been what's been giving, like the open opportunity for Georgie to win these fights head on.
Di lang space ka mo. Pati frags na
Oh.
very much advantages on their end.
puhunan niya eh.
Parang yun na yung literal na, yun yung kanilang ambag, and minsan sumusobra pa, nagiging libre na siya.
Yeah.
So, now they are trying to opt for our B-side. Dalawa lang naman na nakatambay dito, so they really have to think this
ganda.
through kung paano nila i-address. Really good paranoia right there, connecting to 3 members here to the side of Valhalla, but at the same time, Georgie
Oh.
is not backing down. 1v1, meron pa nakatambay dito sa both sides natin, ang dahil niyang kaharap Yun nga lang nga, mukhang wala siya magagawa doon kundi tanggapin yung mga balang natatanggap niya. And it is going to be a 3v4. They are getting to put the spike down here, but SLC is quick into their triggers, and they've been able to catch up the members here for the side of Valhalla, and everyone is just occupying each and every angle na meron. It's gonna be crucial.
They got Emin trapped in towards that long position.
Yeah.
Kasi kapag nag-peek siya, or at least come out of boat house, and he's wide open. So they need to take a pick off before they can get the objective cab. Push siya! Yuki! Great spray down doon sa dalawang nagpo-push on stairs. They needed to open a window for themselves, but Yuki just sprayed them on. He already points to the camera saying that I'm the assassin, I'm the guy to look out for. This is not the Georgie show that you have been watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Salt Lake City in their conquest and trying to conquer Georgie and the rest of the squad. What a beautiful play from the KO. And what a performance from Yuki. This guy's been popping off since Haven, ladies and gentlemen.
Kanina pa tong si Yuki. Lang mga crucial rounds natin, nasa kanya. Siya ang dahilan at siya ang puhunan. And we have been able to see how Yuki has just been able to be consistent all throughout. Not the most remarkable player, but now he is proving it otherwise now. And at the current time, they will try something else here for the side of Valhalla, resorting for the mid control once again. But at the same time, it is going to be crucial for them. It's going to be quite difficult, lalo na that the side of SLC already has an edge. Why Dream will be able to get him out, si Jing. And we are seeing some utilities being exhausted here for the side of Valhalla. And SLC is just going to be chilling on to that.
Sausage. That's the thing that I was caught off guard with. But looking at it, si Georgie, who tries to push on to A short, punished yet again, but I like the setup from the defense now. They're not holding backside anymore because they did that a past couple of rounds ago. Now they're holding B main. Now they want to cut the split off. Josh S finally will get down to EJ. Bum the lurk, a triple from Josh S, but Mojer is in a lot of trouble as he will try to make some space over towards B main, but he gets cut off immediately by Salt Lake City. They got every single point of the entrance on notice. And they're giving Valhalla the death stare. We want to fight you. We want you to push on towards our sites because we have made traps. You call this a red carpet? We're calling it your deathbed.
Yes, definitely, no? Parang hindi na siya bed of roses, like bed of blades na siya na ino-offer dito ng SLC on the side of Valhalla. And our members here has no choice but to work with the threats that they currently have, which will definitely limit their movements and planning sa kung ano ang magiging execute na further. Kung kanina nakikita natin how they've been able to address their defense, ngayon parang ibang tao ata yung nakikita natin. Lalong-lalo na dapat sila ang in control dito. They have a couple of duelists. Sila dapat ang aggressive. Parang nababaliktad because SLC has been able to puppet them out. Like, sumasayaw sila sa palad ng mga members natin for the side of Salt Lake City and aware sila kung paano nila ito i-address. And currently, they already know how they would be able to cut down yung mga, di lang yung mga members, but they know how to segregate them, every single one.
Yeah. The mid-round kings, kumbaga, para dito sa laban na ito, Salt Lake City have decided to sacrifice yung mid-market position nila dito, giving Georgie the space to take yung switch position. While the Jet as well, so DJ trying to take off yung ating A-short. Georgie will use the Bulldog, upgrades up to a Vandal, gets spotted by the Recon. Pero nag-hold pa rin tong si Juicy because he knows that there's one over at main. Georgie will catch up tong si Josh as he decides na i-commit yung TP. Akala niya na safe yung backside. Pero Georgie just says, get the hell out of my sight. 4 versus 1. Georgie pops up with a 3K. And it's all left up to Yuki, the guy that has connected onto Georgie and EJ. But gets taken off of the picture by Georgie yet again. A 10-7 para sa Valhalla. And they are stomping on SLC just as they needed to start this off really strongly.
Nag-iinit na si Georgie dito. Tama na yung paglalaro natin. Paano na pinapatagal natin yung laban. It is about time for me to show kung sino ako. Kung kanina nagpakilala na si SLC, sabi ni Valhalla, kami naman, 10-7 onto our scoreline. Hindi naman ganun kalaki yung diferensya, but still enough to actually shake SLC off into their balances. But we have 3 ultimates available here for the side of Valhalla, just in case they wanted to opt or secure this round that fast. We're opting for fast executes here as well. They've been able to go or make their way here dito sa A site natin. They've been able to go for the coast clear, and it is going to be the ultimate dito by Cheng, but sadly, it's not gonna work out for him.
Oh no, the smoker is down. So after mawala yung smoke na to, they don't have anything to cover themselves with. So ang puhunan talaga is yung aim na lamang ng Valhalla. Hindi na lang yung util na hinaharap nila from Josh S as Georgie peeks on. And he shows how ego he can be. He pushes back doon sa dice kaso napatay siya ni Lloyd Dream. A headshot connected. It's all left up to the team players on Valhalla. They tried to reconnect yet again. The flash perfect. Pero EJ and MNFPS showing that aim is all they need para malabanan na 2 versus 2 with Mojer on the main position. Trading to si MNFPS. Amazing performance from Valhalla all throughout para makuha ang 11-7.
Tinapos lang naman yon dito ni Yippee Yo Yippee Yay. No? First time na sinabi natin yung buong pangalan niya.
Ng diretso?
Ng diretso. But, para sabi nila, you know what? No smoke, no problem.
Yeah.
E di, counter contact play. Simple lang, yun lang yung sagot dito ni Valhalla. And it is going to be one more round away from the match point here. And from what we are seeing, nako, hindi na nila inaantay pa na mag-advance further itong si SLC. If we have been able to see na kanina is tatapak-tapakan nitong si Valhalla ngayon. Parang sila ngayon yung pinapamuhan, parang tinatapakan nila diretso sa sahig dito ang SLC. And just like what we're seeing here, they are executing every single one na makikita nila sa kanilang daan. It is gonna be crucial here for SLC. If they try to go for personal executes, si EJ kumanag na replay so dito mukhang madadagdag pa at yun na nga, isa na lang naiiwan dito si Yuki na naman ang naiiwan. And it is going to be this encounter with Eman FPS. With the crack spray as well with 2 HP left. Muntikan niya pang ipatayin yung sarili niya.
Man, mag-ingat ka pare. For 2 HP, man. Oh my.
Oh, it's so fun.
If
Oh
it's the Sentinel going for the Bucky play on B main, you know it's done and dusted. You know.
Legit.
You know.
Parang wala ka na talagang parang endgame na.
Oo.
Like kung kumpara kay Thanos na simulan niya na yung pag-snap ng kanyang fingers, meron na lang konting ano na lang yung naiiwan, di ba?
Dust.
It's just dust.
Just nothing to settle. And para sa Valhalla, all they need is just one step to reach agad ang final stage natin para makapasok sila dito sa group stages. Georgie stomping again yung momentum ni Josh S as they trigger. They will get 3 as fast as possible. Valhalla is one step closer to reaching the throne, reaching again the group stage spot that has been destined to them ever since the start. Choosy will try to extend play. We'll go back towards that lane position, but they leave Georgie to conquer for himself. But Georgie almost will whiff the timing. But then again, it is Georgie all along. It has been Georgie all throughout. It is all left up to Choosy, the guy that has been the destiny, the guy that has to be the difference maker. But as he kills off Georgie, MNFPS says, "Get the hell out of my house." It is Valhalla reaching the group stages, joining every single team that has won the qualifiers so far.
Hindi sapat yung nilabas na OD ni Choosy. Kasi yun lang naman pala yung kailangan dito. Nilabas na nila yung 100% lakas dito for the side of Valhalla ever since the 16th round and has been consistent ever since.
Yeah.
And it is going to be such a really remarkable play and medyo tumama yung natin kanina, yung predictions natin kanina.
Yeah.
Hey, 13, ano yung 39 na ba yun?
13-7.
Ano ba? Sabi ko mga 13-6, 13-8 yan, pero di ko sure kung sino mananalo. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
definitely it did happen. Valhalla has been able to take the wheel and doon na sila sa kanilang patutunguhan.
Oo nga
Group
eh.
stages
Group
na!
stages,
di ba?
mga kaibigan. Alam mo yung sabihin nun. Then they will reunite with a lot of their former teammates.
Wow.
Si Georgie, kakalabanin niya ang
Info
Oasis
overload,
Gaming.
di ba?
Si Mojer from Naos, kakalabanin niya ang Naos Esports sa group stages natin. It's just a lot of revenge stories that we can go back to kapag yung pag-usapan natin yung mga teams natin for the group stages. But let's talk a little bit about what we've encountered so far, diba? We've had 2 very fast games sa semifinals natin. It was the tragic story of AIM PH or AIM Uno, a team that we definitely know to have been in every single qualifier.
Yeah.
I do wish that nakikita natin sila sa 8th for the memes. Not only for the memes, pero sana talagang makakapag-qualify sila, 'di ba?
Get back stronger.
And also para sa SR Nakage, they had a promising future. They have always been heralded as one of the best teams. Pero I feel like ever since they lost Zind, then they kind of feel like a shadow of their former selves talaga.
Yeah, that is actually quite unfortunate here by the side of SR Nagagi kasi let's just say na hindi na sila ganun ka-sharp as they initially were.
Yeah.
So,
As they initially tried to be.
yeah, as they initially tried to be. So, I mean, it's already up to them how they will be able to try and work with it.
Yeah.
Lalo na what the good side is sila pa rin yan.
Yeah.
All they have to do is try and go and offer the tip-top shape na kung anong meron sila out before. But on the other hand, congratulations to Valhalla. I can see a lot of possibilities in terms of storylines, plot. Parang isang nobela ata yung pwedeng
Oo
mabuo
nga
galing lang sa Valhalla themselves.
Yeah.
Now that they've been able to enter here dito sa qualifiers or sa group stages natin after these qualifiers, it is going to be really crucial to see alam nila kung paano gumalaw yung mga former teammates nila.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be an unstoppable edge. It's already up to how they will be able to use the information that they currently have up to their fullest advantage.
Yeah, and if they're able to face against their demons talaga, then that is when they're able to take themselves to the next level. Congratulations sa Valhalla. They have shown that they are worthy and are able to seat amongst the kings dito sa Predator League 2024. Pero bago tayo umalis, let me remind you of a couple things mga kaibigan. Yung mga viewers natin can register and join the battle sa ating last day of qualifiers bukas
na
mga
yan.
kaibigan. Kaya punta kayo sa Predator Gaming Facebook page para makuha nyo ang details kung paano makapag-register para makasali kayo sa huli nating laban on the qualifying stage. Ito very quickly lang, before we wrap up, ano yung expectation natin for the last online qualifier?
Well, syempre, kung ano yung pinakahuli dyan, dapat yan yung best na mga laban, di ba? And rather than being explosive, more on destructive na talaga dapat.
Yeah.
Kasi yan na yung time na unahan na sila doon sa natitirang slot na meron tayo for group stages eh. So it just means that it is going to be their all na ilalapag nila sa tables natin just in order to be the same tier ng Naos, Oasis, Agtambang Singot. You know
Action
what?
PH.
Action PH.
Gold Esports.
Sila, lahat.
Yeah, yeah. And it'll be a jam-packed group stages, mga kaibigan. But before anything else, we are gonna be waiting for the last team na sasali sa lahat ng maglalaro sa mga group stages natin. No matter the results, win or lose, always stand proud sa lahat ng mga nag-participate sa Predator League, whether it is today's qualifiers or the previous ones. There will always be a chance for you to stand their ground. But for the victors today, congratulations to you. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow para sa 8th day ng qualifiers, mga kaibigan. But before anything else, we would like to thank our sponsors for Predator League 2024, ang Predator Gaming, ang Intel, at saka ang Planet 9. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the last day of qualifiers para sa Predator League 2024.
Bye-bye!
See ya.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left. Spike down B. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Spike planted. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Spike down B. Clutch. Last player standing. Last player standing. One